I have to always work in two different profiles.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's always like a lag of where am I and where do I have to
What
go?
tab and where is it? Like
Yeah.
which?
And like if it were all in the same tab, it would be even that much more efficient, but
Yeah,
it is not.
that's not how it does.
Okay, I want to change this to a honey pot. Someone's- Okay, so the copy is updated. The message is a little long, but it's
Okay,
updated on
on the runner show.
the Runner Show doc under social
Okay.
media. Okay. And so let me go ahead and send it out to the Patreon. Oh, and then I have to, okay, okay,
Is
okay.
it a
It's
new?
okay.
It's a new tab, right? Why don't I see this new tab?
On 38, on the episode I Run a Show,
Mm-hmm.
there's a social media tab, yeah.
Yeah, I only see one tab. That's why I was like, I know there's normally it's another tab. I'm like, okay, let's just close you down and go back. I'm not playing with you today. I think I was in the one attached to the meeting.
Ah, okay. That's
Like
not helpful.
to the meeting link. It doesn't have the
I
tab.
understand. That's not
Yeah.
helpful. I like when they do those things. That's not
Yeah.
helpful at
I
all.
was like,
Like at
okay.
all. They be helping. I did not ask for this.
Like,
I
don't do
need to
that.
be able to say that
Like,
this is what I want.
this is what it is. Thank you very much. Uh,
Okay, publishing to Patreon. Um, okay, and our faces are there as the thumbnail. Cool. All right. So hello to whomever. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the link public now,
okay.
just so you know that we are on the live interwebs
Love it. Love it.
from this moment forward.
We have
Um,
arrived.
we get started at 11, whoever is here.
Good morning. Good morning.
11 Eastern, because I don't know where you are in the world. I always have to
Eastern.
remember that we are like
Oh, I sure did
international.
put Central. I sure did. Just jokes.
You put, girl,
I put Central on Instagram. I was like, oh, just jokes about that. I'm
you
so
are
glad
in
you
the
said
East
that.
right now. You got to
I
remember where you
am.
at. You
And
got to
I've been on
remember where you
Eastern time.
at.
I haven't been on Central time in I don't even know how
But your
long.
brain
Since
probably defaulted to New Orleans because that's where your Central
maybe,
Time had been.
maybe, girl.
Yeah.
Because
Your
there
brain
was
was
no
like,
reason.
clearly, we are in New Orleans. We live on Central Time when we're
We're on
here.
Central. This is what it is.
Yeah.
America is Central Time. I guess that's what I thought it was.
which you've also lived in several places in the US.
Right.
So then it's like, why was that? But that was
Like why was the
the last time
default?
you were there.
True. We're gonna go with that. All right. Let's see. Post.
Okay, I need this too.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. All right. Doing that. And then say good morning when you come in. We want to say hi.
Oh, I need to put it over here on. Gotta be super intentional and
Hello, it's me.
what happened just now? Why is it not going in there? Why are you doing this? There we go. All right, so let me pin that. Sweet baby Jesus.
Hey.
Sweet baby Jesus. Pin message. All right, so we've got that in the chat, and now I need to come here and put this.
Fix
Need to do a sound check. So if
microphone.
you will talk for a little bit.
All right, getting ready, just setting up the day, getting used to this new weather business that apparently the world felt I needed, which is not something that I've dealt with
Okay.
in a very long time. Okay, nice. Let me hit this mic so it was transcribing everything.
Okay, cool. All right. So I have the chat set up over here so I can see that. So I don't need this open anymore. Time is at 10:51. Great.
Look at us.
All
Look at
right.
us. We're doing
To the
so good.
chat we go.
I know I'm like paste, paste. So for everybody out there, if you're in the Patreon, then you don't have to wait for this. I mean, the special invitations, I'm sure, feel special because they are meant with love, guys. But it's so much easier if you're in the Patreon because then you get your own special link and then get linked in there and talk in the chat amongst all the friends we're going to name shortly, so that you
Correct.
don't have to wait on individual messages from us.
Correct. All right. So, and also, we probably not going to be doing this for too much longer, but we're back. So, we are making a concerted effort to remind people that we're back because people are out of habit. So, we want
Right,
to make
right.
sure that we're getting our crew back up in here. And then we can tell y'all when y'all get here, hey, now listen, get on over there now.
Now that
Get
you're
on
here,
over
press
there.
all the buttons, join the crew.
Get on over there now.
Hey. Yes, it did. Okay, let's get over so I can see the comments because I need to then be in the YouTubes.
Right.
Mm-mm-mm. I feel like we're so on time.
We actually are. We're actually
You
doing
know?
very well on
I was
time.
like,
I'm like
I'm not
super
scrambling
proud
for
of
my
us.
drinks. I got my emotional support lemon heads like on
Yeah.
lock.
Lemon heads.
Yummy.
Oh my God.
When your
I
loved one
haven't had
uses lemon
lemon
heads,
heads in a minute.
I'm gonna send you a picture of my Christmas gift.
Okay, I'm gonna put this here.
Aw, she's so cute. Thanks, Brittany. If you watch the playback, I was sharing it, and
What
she's like,
happened?
"Oh, she has an appointment." She's like, "I just share it. I'm at an appointment, and they're running late. I'm gonna try to tune in."
Oh.
Like, thanks for to the share, boo.
Okay, I think I sent out all the ones that I'm supposed to send out in all the places. Where did I go? I went to WhatsApp, I went down to the text. I went um it's like I be activating sleeper cells, girl, once I
Start sending
once I send it
out
out.
signals.
Cause then it's like people are like, then people are like, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, I'm here.
I'm
I
in
just
it. I'm
said
in
I
it
need you
right
to
now.
read and come on."
I'm in it. You can we can talk in the chat. Okay.
Correct. That's because I'm telling you, I'm here. We're live. We're here now,
Human
live.
beings, they can see us.
Oh my God. Okay, let me get up all of our
All the
things
things.
so we can get
All
started.
right. All right.
Man, talking about Rusty. And this is like a totally different skill set. Oh, shoot. I still have one more thing I needed to do.
Switch the brains.
I need
I need
because
a nickname
recording
also.
and live streaming, knowing that you're going to edit is a different
Mm,
beast, if you will, than live
and
recording, like
being right.
streaming. Let's just say
Yeah.
streaming. So, so yeah,
She said, yeah, that part.
yeah. So that,
Now what I just realized
um,
on this.
so I'm just gonna put this in here. Ooh, ooh.
Baby, baby,
Okay,
it's a
episode
wild
38.
one. What song were you singing? I don't know if that was it.
Oh, it's definitely not. You're definitely not singing what I was singing.
Oh, okay, I was like,
I'm
I doubt
certain.
that was it. Which,
No, I'm singing India Irie, I choose.
okay, yeah, no. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. That's what the ooh first sounded like.
Got you. I'm like, yeah, I'm certain you're not. You know, my
Well,
morning,
and I was certain you weren't singing what I was singing. That's why I was like, that would have been an
but
interesting mind
the
meld.
oohs though
The
sounded
oohs
real kind of
lined
like,
up, and I was like,
wait a
wow,
minute.
same thought, different song.
That's hilarious.
It happened the other day. Bianca was singing. What song was she singing? She was singing a song, but I thought she said, I'm still here, like the Tisha Campbell song. Do you know this
Okay.
song?
Yeah,
So
I'm still
I'm
here. That's
here,
everybody's
here,
like not everybody,
here.
but you know the
What should be
girlies that's the theme because like yes, we are still here, G
still
Willikers.
here, hanging
It's
in
been
there,
wild.
hanging.
It's
So, but
been
she didn't
wild.
know that, and that wasn't the song she was singing. So then I got to show her the song.
Oh,
So
she
it
didn't even know anything about I'm still
didn't know
here?
she didn't know Tisha Campbell.
Wow.
So it was.
What? You lying. You lying. You lying. Say you lying.
I said, you know Tisha Campbell's song, I'm
Say
still
you
here.
lying, Kalonda.
And she was like, I said, do you know Tisha Campbell? And she's like, no.
Kalonda.
So I said, you know Martin, right? She's like,
Because
yes.
where does this end?
I said, his wife. And she was like, oh, okay. I know, I know. I was like, yeah, she's an actress, but she also sings. And I was like, but,
So
I
she
don't know.
only knows Tisha Campbell from Martin Show, from being
And
Gina?
not as her name. Yeah. Like only knows her, but not as the name either. So I don't know. Yeah.
You know what's so interesting is I was watching Yvonne Orgy. So Kevin Sage
Mhm.
has a new podcast called Not My Best Moment, I think it's called,
Oh,
based on
cool.
his book Successful Failure. This so feels like
Uh-huh.
an ad. It's not, but also it was a good episode. But Yvonne Orgy was talking about how people come up to her and call her Molly. And she's like, and she
Ah,
has to like hi, I'm
like, hi,
Yvonne.
I'm
You know,
Yvonne.
like I'm not
I'm
the
real. I'm
character.
a real person.
And so Tisha Campbell, hey to the chat. Hey Etienne. Tisha Campbell is to so many people just Gina. But
Right.
Tisha Campbell has also like done so many iconic
So
roles
many
along
things.
the way. So
Yes.
yes, Martin, but then she went on to My Wife and Kids and was on there forever and like Little Shop of Horrors and
Little Shop of
like
Horror, School Days,
and so
like
you know what's
singing,
really
not
good?
singing.
Okay, so Bianca, I see you in here. So what you need to watch, have you watched Lena Waithe's human, what's the hell's the name? Legacy Talk, I think maybe it's called.
No.
So she has one with Tisha. And
Okay.
while I am not the biggest fan of Lena Waithe's interview style, she
Gotcha.
sometimes people be like, why you didn't you
Oh, she don't
but
ask the things that
Tisha,
need to be asked.
not just that she doesn't ask the things that need to be asked, but like she doesn't necessarily, it seemed like when it first started that she wanted it to be a certain length.
While I am not.
So it seems like she wanted the show to be a certain length. So
Uh
she's
huh.
sitting there talking to people like Jennifer Lewis and Debbie Allen and like real life legends. And there are
Yeah.
so many stories that they can tell you behind the scenes things. You know how everybody going on like these music podcasts and stuff right now and telling the
About
story.
how
Like
it was
there's so
created.
much.
Yeah.
But Lena won't like go down the path. She'll just be like, so moving on and like go to the next thing. Or like it's been a lot.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
hey, girl, get that good word now.
Hey
Hallelujah.
now, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Let's Talk Sis said, I'm in church. I just wanted to say hi. Praise the Lord,
All day praise
everybody.
them.
But anyways, so Tisha Campbell has an episode on there,
Uh-huh.
and she talks about her career and all the things that
Yeah.
she's done, and how she said she didn't even watch Martin, and she said people
Ah,
would come up to her and like say famous lines, and she would be like,
that's cute. That's for
so
me.
then they're like, you know this. She's like, so then she had to go back and watch the episode. Like, oh, that's
Should
because
have
to
did
her
because
it was just work.
they memorized it, did the show, and that is now gone. Where we as consumers, and not even me, I'm a Martin fan, but not like I
I'm not
didn't
a Martin
rewatch
fan
it.
like that at all,
Like
and
I
people could
can't tell
cancel me
you when
all
they're
they
like
want.
episode season 13 and episode 5 when he's I don't have that. I don't have that muscle
I
memory
don't,
for
I don't,
Martin,
I have
but some
random
people
Martin
do. Like the
episodes here
big
and there.
things, like the big characters, the big like
Yeah,
moments. Okay, yes, but
yeah.
not like everything.
Mm-mm.
But some
But
people,
some people do. They got the
they
box
are
set.
consuming it consistently, know it line
Correct,
by line. Like,
correct,
so yeah,
correct.
when you run into the actor who hasn't said that line in 27 years, like,
She was like, I don't know. And so it's also funny, Frank, Berkeley, the artist, Frank that we used to
yes,
go see to
yes,
sing. Frank and
yes.
Tisha are friends. So they're
Ah,
always in circles together, right? So it's just always really funny to me. But yeah, so if you need to do Tisha Campbell research to whoever is listening, and see, this is where the divide be coming in, right? Because I
mhm,
also am in like relationship with a lot of women who are late 20s, early
right,
30s.
right,
And so
right.
then it's like, do you know
Do you
this?
know? Do you
And
know
like,
the muscle
what do you know? And not
man?
even no shade, like no shade, no tea,
Oh, like
because
you just might
where
not
is
have this reference.
where is the line? Like where I
Right.
don't know where you fit in and all of that. So it's always really really interesting. So hey to the chat, we have Etienne here in the chat, Bianca's here, Pabs 5600 is here. Hola, ¿cómo está? Bienvenido.
Hola.
Okay, so let's go ahead and officially kick this off, girl, because
Let's
we'd
start
be
the
sitting
show.
here yapping it, and we
We
ain't got
will.
minutes to give. We
At
ain't got
all.
it, all right?
We
Because
y'all.
we've been
We
gone a
it's a
long
lot.
time.
A lot of catching
We've been
up.
gone a very long time. We were looking yesterday when we were preparing for the show. We were like, when the last time we was here? December? And it was like,
Right.
girl, no,
And then no,
November.
November, early November at that.
November, early November, not
Early
even
November.
Thanksgiving.
Girl,
So
wild.
we trying to get back in the swing of things and get this show kicked off and on the road. So here we go.
Hallelujah.
I decided that I was going to do a photo shoot right
Uh-huh.
quick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So then I was taking pictures and
I
things
love
over here. Oh my God. I love it so much. So,
She's like, and I
hey,
love it too.
y'all. Happy New Year, child.
We made
Happy
it.
New
Happy New
Year.
Year. Bueno
We're
año. We're
still
still
here,
here.
here,
Here.
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 We're still here, here.
Right.
You see how we did that callback?
Look at that. Look at that. That's just how it goes.
Welcome, welcome. Hey, Sherry. Welcome to So You Don't Put
Good
Syrup on Your Grilled
morning.
Cheese, season 3,
Dun,
y'all.
dun, dun,
Season
dun.
3. We started this venture in 2024.
Wow.
Needing to really just catch up as cousins and talk about some things, right? But now, here in season 3, we are taking things up to another level. So we are two real life cousins having honest conversations about things that we grew up with thinking were normal, and we realized that they were actually the family recipes of dysfunction. But this season, we are realizing and widening the lens, if you will, and looking at how those patterns show up in systems and culture in the world that we're living in right now. When we were getting prepared for the show, we said, we were talking about time, and I said, I keep forgetting that we're international. Like we are literally all over the world, right? Our viewing audience is all over the world. So those of y'all who are watching, we're live right now, like right in this instant. So come into the live chat and let us know where you are watching from, because we are international. So we are thinking about things on a global level. All right. When we're over here, we're talking about discernment and preparation and community while still holding space for laughter and pleasure and creativity and good food and
Amen.
sex and joy and
All the things.
okay. Because listen, staying human is one of the biggest parts of the resistance. And we're going to
Mhm.
get into this throughout today. The world is in shambles. All right. The
Ciao.
title of this episode is Expensive Consequences of a Crumbling World. The world is literally falling apart. Okay. But our responsibility in that is to remain connected to our humanity. So we need you to know that you are not late, you are not wrong, that you were conditioned, honey. And if now that you're paying attention, we glad that you're here. All right.
Okay.
So shout out to the chat that is here. Go ahead and drop some honey pots into the chat
Hey.
for us. And we'll tell y'all about emojis and things in a minute. But anyway, my name is Kimberland, Thailand. House of O'Neill, Jackson, and Adams, empathetic energizer, intuitive, inspirational innovator, seer of souls who are hurting, healer of hearts, and voice to the voiceless.
Amen, amen, amen. Bam, bam,
What
bam,
up,
bam.
y'all? What
That's
up?
Kim. I am Kalonda of House Jackson, first of her name, assistant of entrepreneurs, beacon of banter, creator of content, dancer of dreams, excellence enchantress, hey, and NOLA
Hey.
native. Now, because we like to throw tangents in here before we go too much further, I want to make sure that you guys know what you can expect from us and what we expect from you, because we do have expectations, y'all, right? But first, what you can expect from us, above all, transparency. We know we're not experts in everything. There are things that we are experts in, and we will let you know what those are. And if something falls outside of that, we're going to connect you to the people that are experts there. Because if nothing else, we are absolutely connectors and we want to get you the information you need. In that transparency, it's going to be just a lot of truth telling, a lot of vulnerability, but above all of it is it's going to be a good time. We are a hoot. We are funny. Sometimes we curse. Sometimes we might let a single thug tear slide out of our eyes. Just one, because we not just one, because you
Because
feel
we
free,
from
feel
these
your feelings.
streets,
Feel your feelings, but know we thugs too, okay? I'm from the hood
period.
though. I'm from the hood though.
I don't know that reference.
No, that
Sorry.
song really, really, really from the hood though.
Who's this?
So I'm like, who is that? From the hood though. Ooh, that's
Is
wrong.
this new age? Is it
No,
old?
no,
Who
this
is
is
oh,
old.
it's a banger, it's
It's
an old banger.
it's an old banger.
Circa.
We're not doing this. What you
Okay.
we gonna circle back. What we expect from you, though, is just being willing to go on these tangents with us, because they do happen frequently, right? So we want you to be able to go on this journey with us. We want you to communicate with us. We're looking in the chat. You guys are in the chat. Feel free, talk amongst yourselves, talk to us. We're going to respond, ask any questions you might have, interact, comment, like, subscribe, share, watch, all the things. Like, that's what we expect. If there was a moment that you felt something, if we pissed you off, we made you laugh, we made you cry, share this video, because guess what? Somebody else is going to feel that way too, and you want to give them that same opportunity. So please
Also,
feel free,
I
interact.
just I wanted to chime in. Sorry.
Yes.
The chat just let us know. Shout out to Bianca. This would be a Plies banger.
Oh, and I love Plies. I'm from
I do not know any of that man's
No.
music.
Oh my God. So my favorite
Ah,
story about Plies is somebody asked him what his name meant. And he said, like it applies to you, it applies to me. But
oh wow.
oh wait, he is like super, super smart, graduated from FAM, like absolutely
Oh,
amazing,
you know
educated
him, know
dude.
him.
Not
It's
know him. I
no,
don't know him personally, but
but
like
y'all
he
got
did
the
go to
Rattler
FAM.
connection.
We got the
Uh-huh.
the, the Rattler connection. But like it's just funny in his interviews. He will just like play on the, it applies to you, it applies to me, like whatever. But
Would he be
to
talking
me, it's
about in his
hilarious.
music? I got okay, now
Oh,
I'm
his
gonna go
music
look
is
him up.
ratchet. His music is
Oh,
very
okay.
ratchet. Give me that Becky. Like that's another
Oh,
one of his
that's
songs.
him.
Now that's the song you know.
And don't know how to beg not a nigga girl. All right, I'm censoring myself because I'm out of pocket. Go ahead. Did we finish?
I don't know. Did we? We're talking about our emojis now. We have introduced ourselves. Introduced you to the shenanigans. I don't remember if I told you we cursed. That's probably going to happen. So if you need to do something with headphones or move the children out the way, feel free to do that now or at any point because you never know when it's going to go down.
All right, so let's get into these emojis, y'all. When we are in here cutting up, you have some options of emojis that you can use to communicate with us. So our collective emoji, Jesus,
Collective
our
emoji.
collective emoji in this, so you don't put syrup on your grilled cheese face, is the honey pot. So go ahead and drop some honey pots into the
Hey.
chat right now. That is how we know that you are connected to us in this particular space. Okay. We also have individual emojis. So my emojis are the sunflower and the crayon. So the sunflower represents invisible disabilities. I am someone who is neurodivergent and figuring out what that looks like every single day, living with all sorts of things.
Okay.
So the sunflower also is yellow, which is my favorite color, reminds me of the sun. And so the sunflower is one of my emojis. The other is the crayon, and that's really the kind of energy that it feel like y'all getting up in here today. The crayon became my emoji because there was a time in my life that was very black and white, and I made a conscious decision to color the fuck out of my life. And so the crayon represents all of the intentional joy and frolicking and all of the freedom, if you will, of life. So those are my individual emojis. Kalanda, go ahead and tell them yours.
So I have, when you see me, you can see the lovely little ladybug. Those are my wonderful messages from God, from the universe, from my ancestors, just letting me know I'm on the right path, I'm being seen. And they've extended now to my network to where other people will send me videos of ladybugs landing on their doors or being swarmed by them and landing on their hand and like just hanging out with them too. And it's like, oh yay, I love it. Okay, perfect. Like it always just feels good to feel that message. Um, Even when I got to Peru, there was a ladybug day one. I was like, okay, this is great. Then the cobalt blue heart, because cobalt blue is my absolute favorite color. It feels like a hug, it's warm, it's rich. And I decided in this side of life, I want to love out loud, be loved out loud, not have to try to do the mental gymnastics to figure out what's real, what's not, like what are the intentions. Like, let's just make it clear and let's just love from beginning. So However, you're wanting to show support to us and letting us know that you've come from a So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese family. These emojis are the way to do that. We'll be looking for them in the chats throughout the universe.
Yes. Okay, y'all. So, just a couple announcements before we get into the things. As of today, we tried to do an active subscriber count, and we are currently at 1,575 subscribers, which is like, oh my God, there are so many folks that are here rocking with us. So we just want to say shout out to the new subscribers, shout out to the people that are here. Whether you see this right now, whether you're here with us live or whether you watch the replay, we appreciate you and are so grateful that you are finding something to encourage your spirit, whether it's a lesson or a laugh, child. Because
Amen.
again, we are a
Woo, you
hoot.
need them.
All
You need
right.
them both.
Listen, so we're also on our monetization journey over here. And another way that we do that is through watch hours. And y'all, we need less than 750 watch hours to achieve monetization. So our ask to you is that yes, you hang out with us here, but also go back and watch the old things. This is the first episode of season 3. Y'all can go on a journey with us, child. We started, Kalonda was back in the US, and like where
It
I
was a
was at
time.
Mexico, like
We're
it
in
was a time.
Mexico.
It's a lot. We've grown through a
Yes.
lot. We made it through last year. So there's so much content that you're able to binge. So if you're ever looking for something to watch, we would love for you to do that with us. And then the last thing we want to uplift is if you are wanting to be a guest on the podcast, we have had guests in the past that come. It's a good time. You get to chime in and hang out with us, child, and just kiki and cackle the whole time. It's great. So if you want to be a guest, if you will email us at mindingmyblackassbusiness@gmail.com with the subject line, let me on there. And these are the things. You have to try syrup on your grilled cheese. Okay. You have to give an
The must.
honest review. And then you got to bring your people to come hang out with us so that we can merge universes and worlds. All right. So if
Okay.
that's something that sounds interesting to you, please do govern yourselves accordingly. Again, want to shout out the chat. We have Jorge Carlos here. He says, I sent you a lot of hearts.
Aw.
Hey Bianca. So we got two Biancas in the chat. We got
Hey.
both of y'all, what up? Welcome. Okay, so let's get into the thing, y'all. Now, I was talking to Chat GPT, what's that man's name? GPT
Yes.
yesterday, which I'm also really struggling with continuing to use AI because
I,
of the imprint that it is having
right.
on
All
freshwater
the resources.
resources.
Right.
And so I try to be really intentional when I use it that I am using it for like activism stuff
Right.
because if I'm
Not
going to
unit
use it,
conversion.
for foolishness that I could just look or think up, right? So I try to be super intentional with that. But anyway, I was talking to Chad about I was trying to organize for season 3 and what this
Hmm.
looks like and sounds like for us.
Right.
And Chad had posed a question. I said, well, I'm gonna ask Kalonda tomorrow.
Okay. What
So
did
the
Chat say?
question is, how do you want to be changed by this season as a host?
Oh. Well, look at there.
As a host, how do you want to be changed by the end of this season? So I'm gonna give you a moment of think time. I'm scheduled to start. I don't know that I really have the answer either. So I'm gonna give
Eh,
myself a moment of think time
yes,
too.
indeed.
And
I
so
feel
I've
like.
asked the audience though, while we're thinking. So I asked the audience to think about this as well. How do you want to
Mhm,
be changed by the end of this season? Whether
mhm.
that's the end of our So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese season, which will be this to 2026 year, or by the end of whatever season that you might be in your personal life. Okay. So the question is how, let me put it, I'm gonna type it in the chat.
She said, I'm going to
How do
type it
you
in.
want to be changed by the end of this season?
So for me, as a host, while you're doing that, for me as a
Mm-hmm.
host, I want to see more vulnerability from myself just in opening up. I know I'm pretty open, but I also find that, and it's probably whatever trauma responses, that people people feel very close to me because I do share things that probably people don't share because again ADHD and social cues. Like, you're not supposed to talk about that, but I may not necessarily say the things that people do talk about. I don't know. Who can quantify what's normal? So um, I find just kind of finding that real balance of not being afraid to share myself and like, well, how will this impact maybe work that I'm doing or people that I'm with? Because it's like, you know what, regardless, that's how I feel about it. Like, whether I said it on camera or not is who I am. So like why do I feel that there needs to be this separation of it? Um so I do think that that is something that I want to tackle for myself because there are times where I struggle with going, okay, is that something I say on the show? Like is that but I've also like laid bare
Mm-hmm.
everything else. So it's like why would this
Why
one
censor
subject be
this?
different? Correct. You know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I can relate to it's an interesting skill to be able to share so transparently but also not share so so much.
Yeah.
It's really interesting and it really is like the anchor for parasocial relationships sometimes because people feel like, "Oh my God, you bared your soul to
Right.
me." And you're
Right.
like, "Girl, I've been talking about this in these streets since like it's
It's
nothing
been
to me to share
like
that." But it's not something that they would share. So they feel like now that
oh,
this
I'm
relationship is
in.
so much deeper. I can relate to that so deeply. So, how do I want to be changed by the end of this season as a host? I think I want to be a lot more intentional about honoring that this is a platform that people are actively listening to.
Mm,
And so I want to, um, in my own journey, model, I guess, if you will, like how to remain human
mm,
in these crazy ass times that are happening right now. And reminding people that, like we said in the intro, like connecting back to humanity and connecting back to your body and like remembering that you are not a machine and you
correct.
do not have to participate in the systems in the way that they are created. Like, I really want to be intentional with recognizing this is a platform to be able to help people to do that. And so then the things that come out of my mouth, I want those things to be able to support that with intention.
Right. Yeah. No, I think
Mm-hmm.
that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
that is definitely it takes intention to do it too because you know it's happening and we have those conversations naturally just because I feel like that's where we live and focus for ourselves but then making it something intentional for our audience I can talk our audience so that they are able to ask themselves those questions and see that because like I literally had a client the other day tell me that I was toxic um but she was
What you
this is
did?
the setup. She said, not what I did. Yes, it did.
What did you what was the action that made them
I
declare this statement?
so I would be like, okay, I need, this is what I need from you. I need you to do these things, blah, 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 whatever. And then at the same time, I'm admonishing them for not resting. And so I'm like, okay, now make sure you go take a rest. And they're like, you are toxic. You tell me you need me to do all this stuff and then go tell me to take a nap. And I was like, well, two things can be true.
Both
Like,
and.
but
This
I
a
am also
both
going to
and
tell my
world.
therapist that you called me toxic because what?
Cause now I gotta unpack that.
Now I gotta unpack that. Like, am I wrong? And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, you do need to do this, and you do need to go take a nap. Like, in order to do this, I need you to be rested. Like,
Facts. Facts.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, so really making sure that we are holding ourselves accountable, but also, making intentional time to do this together, on this walk and journey together. Cause we all out
because
here
that's
trying to
what it
figure out what
is.
the hell to do. Cause ain't none
Please,
of us never been through no existential crisis and world war and crumbling
World War,
systems and
civil
all of
rights
that at the same
systems, and
time. Okay. We all figuring this out. All right. So, yeah, us being able to do that together. I did want to highlight one of the comments in the chat says, I want to actually walk in my professional leadership. Come on
I hear
now.
that.
Come
I
on
hear
now.
that.
Come on
And,
now.
and you're in the right chat for that. There are a lot of people that you are currently connected to right now that can help you on that journey.
Yes, yes, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right. So, girl, we've been
Hey,
gone
ma.
since November. And I want to go ahead and do a quick commercial break here so that we can, get ourselves oriented for all of this catching up that we need to do. So I just wanted to give you a heads up
It's
that
coming.
you're up next,
All right,
okay?
here I come.
To to discuss what has been happening since November in your life and all of that. But first, we're going to take a quick commercial break from Visionary Executive Network.
Okay, be honest. Are you the CEO and the assistant and the person who fixes the Wi Fi and remembers everyone's birthdays? Yeah, that's a full time job, times four. I'm Kalonda Jackson, Chief Visionary Officer of Visionary Executive Network. And I help people like you stop doing everything and start building businesses that don't run on chaos and caffeine. Your ideas, they're brilliant. Your systems, they might be a bit rough. Your team, they mean well, bless their hearts. But you deserve more support than vibes and AI prompt responses. And then we take all that stuff in your head and turn it into strategy, structure, and real support. I'm talking SOPs, team clarity, peace of mind, and your weekends back. At least some of them. So if you're tired of doing the most with the least, book the call. Because burnout is not a business model. Let's build something wildly joyful by letting Vin take you from dream to done.
Okay, commercial. Okay, so if you are listening to this and not watching to this, you can go to visionaryenetwork.com to connect with
Please do.
Kalonda and her team. So, girl, where you at? We both got new backgrounds and things, but
You
where are you
know,
in the world, child? And what is
mhm,
going on, girl?
let me tell you the things. Well, currently I am in Florida, so I am back on American soil for a short stint here to do some work and kind of address a pivot that happened on the travels that we'll get into here shortly. But yeah, I'm back in Florida, back in America. It is cold. I have not
So,
felt that.
quantify cold.
It was like 39 degrees the other day.
Oh,
But
my.
because it's Florida, yesterday it was also like 68 degrees and it felt great. So, you get a little bit of everything. It's raining today. I haven't had rain in like since I don't know, November probably or
I have a rain
because it
question because
yes.
it rains differently here in Medellin.
Yes.
So
Yes.
how is the rain? Like, do you see the difference
Oh, for sure.
from
So like I got up and out the window because there's like a little transom window out the bedroom, and so I was like, oh, it looked cloudy. I was like, oh, it looks cloudy, like it's going to rain. But then when I got in the hallway, I heard something, and I was like, what is that? I was like, is that is that the rain? So then I go to the sliding glass door and I look out, and I was like, oh, it's raining, and it's like hard and
heavy?
loud and heavy, aggressive. But there are little ducks out there, so I was watching them like shower in the
Oh,
rain. So
that's
that was
cute.
cute. It was really cute. Um, so yeah, it's definitely the difference from the nice, soft, cleansing, sweeping Colombian rain that's just soothing. And you're like, is it raining? And you have to like stare
Mm-hmm.
really hard. No, you know
Mm-hmm.
it's raining. It's
Very
raining
clear.
outside.
Yeah, and that's
I
that
was like,
Florida rain.
I have not done this, and I forgot. And every day as I was getting closer to being here, it was like another reminder of it's cold there, and like I
Mm.
haven't been cold intentionally for for a while, and so it's like, okay, I'm going to the states in the winter. It's gonna be fine. I will be back in the warmth very soon. I'm a tropical people, okay? So anyway, but yes, so I was in Florida, or I'm in Florida here for the next couple weeks or so, and then on back to Colombia, but to Santa Marta. So that's like the
Mm.
next step. So that's the future look. Now, where I've been since November, let's see, in November, I was still in Uruguay, in Punta del Este, which was beautiful, amazing, amazing places, gorgeous sun, but expensive as all hell, right? So not like an actual long-term um, option yet. I won't cross it off the list, but it definitely will take some very strategic plans in order to make that a longer range place. So left there, went to Peru. I love Peru. Man, I love Lima. It's beautiful. The people are amazing. The food is delicious. You get to be close enough to the ocean. I've said this before. Their beaches have rocks. There's some that do have sand, like a regular beach. But then
See,
there's
I
some.
don't mind a rock beach now.
I
I'm
love
okay
it.
with a rock beach.
I love it. The sound is just like. I even had an Uber driver like perfectly recreate the sound. I was like, "How did you do?" Because I was
With his
like,
mouth?
yes, he like made the sound, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes, that's why I love the beaches. It was
Now
so interesting.
I might I now you know I'll be Columbia down,
I
but I
know.
don't mind a rock beach. So the first time though that you were in Lima, it was winter,
The
right?
first time
No,
I
the
was in
first
Lima
first
was,
time.
yeah, first time was summer because I was just there for like a week.
That was the
Then
quick
I came
weekend.
back, right, and then I came back for 90 days. That was their winter, which was very interesting and cold and gray. Well, because Lima, for anybody who doesn't know, Lima is in a desert, and so it. Oh yay! Hi Sherry, you're in Santa Marta. That's right. Hopefully, I get to see you soon. Okay. The they call it the Gray Lady because it is on the coast, so you get a lot of this heavy marine layer. But if you're like a little closer or a little farther into the city, you don't have that. It doesn't. It's usually burned off by the time the day starts or whatever, so it's not foggy. Um, but it's yeah, the winter was cold. It was definitely cold and gray. And I realized when I went to Uruguay, because there's winter in Uruguay, it was cold, but it was sunny. And so like that still felt better.
Okay.
And I was like,
Uh-huh.
I don't know myself to have seasonal depression, but
When
I
you're
could
saying,
see.
but also when you're, I'm sorry, I want you to come right back to seasonal
Yeah.
depression. When you're saying cold, quantify that though.
I mean, like it was 50, probably like 50s. It wasn't like 30 degrees or anything, but
Okay.
it was like
Okay.
maybe
But
50
50
degrees.
still feels cold
50
to you.
feels cold, and especially if you're in places that don't have typical either heating or air conditioning, depending on what's
Correct.
going
Correct.
on.
You
And I
just
know you
interacting with these
travel
here
with it,
elements. Baby,
right?
I
Like
got me a heater
she
with me,
said,
girl,
I
because I
keep
do
my
not
heater with
like to
me.
be cold. Okay? I do not like to be cold. I cannot
My
deal.
bags were already overweight when I left the States. I can't put nothing
That's
else in a box. So the weather just got to be what it's got to be, or the
woo,
place has to provide it because I
woo.
can't put nothing
That's
in
a
the bag.
risk in life, girl. My God, today.
Wild. So yes, so it was winter when I first got here. This time it was summer, or going into summer, which was really nice. Like
Okay.
it was my Airbnb was interesting because I literally it's a 20 some story apartment building or whatever, but my unit faced the inside, which in Peru is a blessing because Peru is very loud, honking central nonstop, like, and they mean instantly. Like, there's some cabs that let you know they're free just because they're driving down the street honking. Like, honking is
Oh,
very
that's how
normal.
they let you know
Like, hey,
that
you
you
need a
can flag
ride?
them
Like,
down.
I'm
Oh,
available.
that's a
I'm
lot
available.
of
It's a lot of
wow.
honking. It's a lot, a lot, a lot.
That's
Um,
interesting.
so being on the inside is preferred. However, in this particular unit, there's another building next to us. So my window looks at like a cinder block wall, basically. So I see nothing. So every time I would leave the house, especially when I first got there, because it was still in that transition period, so there were some cold days, it was like a crapshoot when I walked out because I had no idea what the weather was. I'm like, do I need a jacket? Do I not? Am I gonna have to run back upstairs? Like, who knows? But then, like, once we got into the full swing of things every day, it was nice. It was like, okay, good, it was fine. But I couldn't see out the window to like tell you that that's what was gonna happen. But anywho, So Peru was definitely a good time. Love it. Met wonderful people. Met some new friends there. Um,
We had a question in the chat
Causa,
from
yes.
Etienne. Does it rain every day?
No, there was no
Okay.
rain. I know it does rain, but I haven't seen it. There's more like mist every once in a while, but not even enough to
Okay.
like write home about. It was it's just desert. It's just like the same day over and over
Okay. I don't think I even knew that Peru was a desert.
again. Yeah,
But isn't
because
Machu Picchu there, right?
it is, but it's
Isn't that a
like,
green mountain?
it's like that's further. That's like a. It takes time to get there. Like that's not
So
close to
Lima,
Lima.
Lima is a desert.
Lima is a desert. And like Lima's a desert. Then there's Wakachina. They have all the
So there's
sand
no green?
dunes. I mean, in the city there is, but it's like
Oh,
brought in, not like
oh.
natural. Like, oh, this was this.
Not like Medellin.
No, 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 no. Very much
Oh,
city, 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 concrete. And then they
okay.
cultivate the green areas
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that it's
yeah.
still very nice. And then you have like the Ramblas and the Melonsons that are like, vistas
What
of
are
the
these?
ocean. These are like the walking paths.
Melonson.
Melonson?
What is a Melonson?
Oh, Melonson?
You just read a Melonson and a who? What's the first thing you said?
Rambla? Like the so if you go, I guess almost like a boardwalk. Kind of
Okay.
like if you just like in San Diego they have the beach, but then they have like the little walking bike path, and then maybe like some restaurants. So like this part is like the Rambla, and then the
The
Melanson is like more
Rambla.
on the actual
Melonson.
edge of the
This
mountain.
is so
It's so
cute.
weird because it's like you can see the ocean, but it's down a level. Like the street will be down here with the ocean, but then
Oh,
you'll be up
that's
here
when
on
you
this
was
cliff.
looking for the ocean
Right. It was like,
before.
oh, I found
Okay.
it, but I'm
Yeah,
still not
yeah,
there.
down there.
Down there. So it's
Interesting.
the up
Okay.
part on the cliff that you can walk along and like see all the views and stuff with like the mimosa. But
Okay.
they were
Interesting.
yeah, it's a fun, beautiful place. Like you can get to a little bit of everything. It does remind me a little bit of San Diego in that sense. Like you can get to so much of whatever you want to see and experience because of where
Hmm.
it's located. So, but yeah, no, not a lot of rain at all. Love Causa. That is one of my favorites. Ceviche. I'm
What is
definitely a
that
ceviche
food?
girl. Yeah, it's like this.
Oh, I don't
It
like
looks
ceviche.
well, no, this Kelsa is a ceviche, but ceviche is not, like one of my faves for sure. But Kelsa looks like a mhm. uh
You keep stopping
I
talking
was
and
like,
read the
no,
chat,
like
girl. What?
this is why I don't watch lives. I was telling somebody this the other day. Because I'm like, are you talking to me or are you talking to your friends? Like, don't call me when
You
you're
got
doing
to pick, you got to just pick it up and keep moving.
because I want to answer your question. Okay, focus, Kalanda. Kalsa. It looks like you know how the little like tuna tartare will look. It has like the round and it has the layers, right?
Hmm.
So it's that, but the layer is like this creamy, amazing, like super yellow potato, like whipped
Mm.
potato topping, and then they'll have like maybe rice, and then some of them will have ceviche or like egg and olives, like
Mm.
all kind of different things, but it is delicious. It's so good.
Mm.
It almost looks like a dessert. Like the first time I saw it, I definitely thought it was a dessert. And I was like, oh,
Mm.
that's potatoes. That's
Mm.
interesting.
I
So
feel
yeah,
like I might know what you're talking about. But interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
So
So Peru
that's
is
one.
a vibe. So why'd you
Peru's an
leave?
amazing vibe. So Peru, sweet, sweet Peru. Peru is a vibe. When you are looking, if anyone out here is looking to travel abroad, live abroad, do any of these fun things, then you also have to look at like the visas and what are the requirements, and are you going in as a tourist, and what does your passport afford you as far as time to be in this country, right? So Peru is one of the countries where it says it's 183 days with a U.S. passport, excuse me, without requiring an additional visa, like going through a longer visa process. What they actually say though is that it's 90 days, it's up to 183 days. So essentially, you're guaranteed, if there is such thing as a guarantee, of getting 90 days in the country without a visa. But it's up to the discretion of the agent that you could get up to 180 some days. Okay. So I had been in Peru for the year already for 90 days with my first two trips. Coming back from Uruguay.
So wait. I'm wanting to
Yes.
have like times attached.
Okay.
So when you're saying you have been there from your first two trips, what year is this?
So this was last year. This year.
So
Jeez, when
2020.
was I? I'm like, when was I? This was 2025. So in
Okay.
January of, yeah, January of 2025, I went to Peru for like a week, or maybe not even a week. Then
Okay.
in June of 2025, I went to Peru until August, some days in August. So that was my 90 days for the year,
For
right?
the calendar year.
For the calendar year. And so
Okay.
in Peru is also not on the calendar year. It's on the year from your first visit in the
And
country.
that's what I was about to
Yeah.
ask. So you had so then it would have went
Cor-
from January because that was
Correct.
the first time you were there through the next January, but not necessarily the first. It was whatever
Correct.
could have been
Whatever
January
day.
17th to
Exactly.
January 17th. Okay. So
Exactly.
you had used your amount of time. So now, okay, continue.
Right. So, but and we'll get to why I was dealing with that. So then, went to Uruguay for 90 days, and then came back to Peru. Was like, okay, I want to come back to Peru. I want to be there during the summer, do all the things. Great. So we come back to Peru. We get in line. It's me and my partner Bianca. Hi, boo. We're traveling together. We have the same itinerary. We've had the same amount of days in the country, right? But they wind up separating us in the line. So I'm used to just like walking up to the window. We talk to the same agent. They deal with both of you and send you on your way. Well, when I walk up to the window, the lady's like, one person. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, my brain wants to have a
Yes, go for
clarification.
it.
So you're walking up to the line with the intention of thinking, I'm here to collect the additional 90
90
days,
days.
because on the website, it says that I can have up to 180 days. Correct?
Right.
Is that correct?
Exactly. That is correct.
Okay. Okay.
Correct.
So you're in the line and then you're used to walking up together, but this time, what happened?
She said, She's like, one person at a time. So I said, oh, okay. Boop, 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 boop. Back it on up, right? So I'm like, I'm waiting in line for another agent to free up. So I hear this conversation with Bianca and her agent where they're kind of like, it sounds like they're struggling over Bianca saying 90 days and like how many days she. Now, coming from Uruguay, the Spanish and the accent and the emphasis is very different. So even if you're used to Spanish, and some people who are fluent in Spanish find that there's still a communication barrier. So I was like, well, maybe that's the problem. Like maybe our accents are off. I'm like, write it down. Like, let's get out our Google Translate. Like, help her help you, kind of thing. So then my guy
So
calls
you
me.
kind of call off to Bianca, like, use your
Yeah. I'm
tools.
like, use your tools.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
like, write it down.
Yeah.
90 November.
Because
Because I
they,
mean, she's
yeah,
saying it. You're saying the word. Like, I don't
but they
understand why
not
she
getting it.
doesn't
So
understand it, but
just
let's help
let
her
her
get it.
read it. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
So then I go off to my window, right? So I'm on the other side. So I walk up. The guy goes, hey, what does he ask me? He asked me if it's my first time. Is this my first time in Peru? And so
Uh-huh.
I say no. And then again, if you're traveling, I just try to give few as few details as possible because you just don't know what what the
And
questioning
sometimes
is.
they really don't ask you much at all,
Sometimes
but
nothing really. Like,
sometimes they be
welcome
asking a
back,
lot of
and sometimes they
questions.
have lots.
And
And
so is he talking to you in English or
he's
Spanish?
talking to me in Spanish, and he was
Okay.
asking me if this was my first time in Peru. So I just said no. But then I said, it's my first time in this airport. I really like it. And he's like,
Okay.
oh, okay. And he's like, well, how long are you staying? And I said, 90 days. And he
Uh-huh.
said, do you have family here? And I was like, no, I just love it here. And he was like, okay, press some buttons, do some things. And they don't even stamp your passport. So it was just like, enjoy your stay. Like,
They don't stamp your passport? What did they give an
I don't have
electronic ticket or
is
something?
that
Or
you have like this TAM website that works sometimes that you can see how many days they gave you. Half the time they don't even tell you how many days they gave you. Like you have to go verify like how many days did I get, which is wild. So when you said that's a risky way to travel, I'm like, you don't even know the half of this. Like this is a risky way to travel because I
wow,
should
this is
be
interesting.
because I'm thinking Colombia. Because in Colombia, it's like you have a bank, if you will, of 183 days. However, you use those days and whatever, fine. We're just counting down. Once you get to 180, you got to get stepping. Wherever you want
Mm-hmm.
to go, that's up to you. So
Mm-hmm.
that was the mindset I had in
Mm-hmm.
dealing with visas in Peru, and
Of
that was
course.
incorrect. I learned that
Yeah.
very quickly. So he said, cool. So I'm like, all right, great. So I'm standing at the little edge of the walkway here because I'm waiting for Bianca. She's still talking to her lady. So I'm chilling out. And then I hear this lady tell her that she's giving her 12 days, 12 of 90. And it's like, we got a whole Airbnb. Like, what do you mean 12 days? Like, we're going to be here for 3 months. What? So I'm like texting her on the side. I was like, why 12 days? Why is she? Because that would have put her at 90 days. 12 days
Uh-huh.
would have given her 90. And so I'm like, but the website says 183. Like, why? Like, what's going on? As I'm trying to text her this conversation, someone walks up and is like, you can't stand here. Like, can you go
I
into the
was just
duty
about to
free
say, because they don't
section
like for you to be standing
to be
around in that
loitering? You
immigration
know,
area, baby. You got to get up
exactly.
from
You
out of
got to
there.
go.
You
We
take
let
that,
you in, so go
take them
in.
papers and you better get to stepping. Okay? They do not care who you waiting on. They be like,
Like, and they'll be along shortly. You hope,
you
because I
go
don't
on
know
and wait
what's
on in
gonna happen if she
that
didn't come
gift
around
shop
that
or whatever they
corner.
got when you coming, because they
Exactly, the
always
little
got
duty
some kind of
free.
gift shop or
That's where
duty
they
free
sent me.
something. You better
That's
go
where they
wait
sent
over
me.
there, but get up
That's
from over here by this immigration area.
that is exactly where they
So
sent
they
me. They
shooed
were
you on the
like,
loan.
shoot me on the loan. So I'm texting, but also trying not to text because I want her to like be able to focus and talk to the lady. Because I'm also aware that it is up to the discretion of the agent,
I was
and
going
we
to
don't want
ask
to
you, at
like
what point did you understand that discretion was at play?
when she said 12 days because I had just gotten 90. And the only thing different was the two agents because it wasn't
Okay.
like I had a bunch of days more than Bianca. Bianca
Mm-hmm.
technically had more days available than me because
Mm-hmm.
I was at my 90 when I came
Mm-hmm.
in. So it
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, this is interesting. So I'm like, well, let me let her do whatever she has to do. I was just like, I hate that they separated us because I'm like,
Right. Because your agent
dealing
said no problem.
no problem. And it's
Yeah.
hard, for anybody who is traveling, speaking another language, learning another language, just in conversation is difficult and trying and takes a lot of, brain power. And then when you're trying to problem solve an issue, like
Absolutely.
that's a whole nother level because you have the stress and the anxiety of what's going on. And now you're filtering this information in your brain through different languages and going like,
Correct.
how do I get my
How do
thought
I best
across?
communicate? Because this is a
Correct.
high stakes situation. This is not
Correct.
just, I'm trying to get some coffee. This
Exactly.
is, wait,
I
what is going
need,
to happen? Because what do you mean?
what do you mean? What do you actually
And
mean?
that's really interesting. So, and you probably in hindsight didn't even notice, because I'm like, were they separating families as well?
We were
Because why
so
would
early because
they?
I've never seen them separate people. Like usually the group goes together, just like at the
Uh-huh.
airport. The group goes up to drop off the luggage. That way it's not every single line is now dealing with this mom or dad running
Right.
down
But
with
we're
everybody's
all the same
passports.
issue.
We're all together. We're going to the same
Yes.
address. Like, just get us all. If we all go together or we don't, like that's usually how it goes. So that was new, and because when we got there it was early, there weren't a bunch of other people in line
Mm-hmm.
either, which is also why I didn't understand why she didn't just take both of us. Because it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
like it was some crazy line behind us. We were the only
Mm-hmm.
ones waiting there. We were like, all right. And I think maybe a family had come up behind us, but it was not a packed day either. Like,
This
so
is
she had
why.
time.
So just slight side note. This is
Yeah.
something that I've noticed about myself, is how often I rehearse
Hmm.
situations. Or
Yes.
like when I used to drive, I never like if I'm driving in a new place. For instance, I remember when I was living in Boston for a little bit,
Hmm.
and their traffic is crazy. Like the lanes be going everywhere and they just turn weird. And like I was like, I am confusion. So I always tried to be behind somebody else
Uh-huh.
so that I could figure out what the hell I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I get like here, if I was pulling up to Columbia, girl, to put me through there, take me through
I got
there.
this.
Like
Right. No
I know
problem.
the thing, but in this situation, it would be more beneficial, especially I didn't know this was a thing, especially now, like realizing that this type of situation could happen. Now,
Yeah.
let me try to peep how other things are happening so that we can prepare but I don't you can't even prepare for this.
How do
This
you
is why I
prepare?
had stopped going. This is why I left Mexico because they had
There's
a moment
discretion
in
too.
time where it was discretion. And so
Uh,
people were checking, they too were not stamping a passport. They were giving you what was called the FMM. And
uh-huh.
on the FMM, it would be up to the immigration officer's discretion on how many days that they would give you. And again, they didn't tell you, they just wrote
Right.
it down. So then in the group chats, people were like, well, how many days do I have? And then people were like, y'all got to check and da da da. So then we checking and we're like, wait a
Like, hold
minute.
on.
It was so interesting. Now, what the last time I was there, because I haven't been there since 23, 4. I think I left there in 24. Now it was automated. So if you had a
Ah.
US passport, you just get the 90 days.
Oh,
And
okay.
their immigration rules is that you get 90 days, however many times you get 90 days. There is no
Oh,
cap.
wow. What?
So, and actually, I'm lying. I don't even think it's 90 days. I think it's 6 months. So you get
Really?
the 6 months, and
Wow.
let's say you're there for 3 months, and then you come back,
Yeah.
you get 6 months, and then you're there for two
Right.
weeks, and then you come back, you get 6 months. Like it's
Gotcha.
just here.
Like, here, you can be
That's
here
how
up
it
to
used
six
to
months.
be. I
Right.
don't know what it's like now because the world
Gotta
is
check
crumbling.
the
But my
site.
apologies. Go
Ciao.
ahead on and continue.
So I at one point I just messaged her like we won't try to like change this lady's mind. We'll just see if we need to get in touch with somebody outside to like extend or what we need to do, like what that looks like. Cool. So she comes around the corner. I'm like, woohoo, you made it. Yay. What'd they say? She's like, 12 days. I was like, wow,
So the other
what?
Bianca in the chat says, this has happened to me in China.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm glad
Bless.
so this
That's
happens.
it. This is the
Okay.
thing. This is the
So she gets the
thing.
12 days.
She
Y'all
gets her
come
12 days.
in.
So we
All
come
right.
in. We're like, okay,
What
who do
do
we know? What can we do? Because that's not even a lot of time. So, like, are we staying? Are we going? Do we need to do, like, do we need to leave the country and come back? Because that was the thing, too. We're like, well, maybe we just, like, go to another country for, like, a weekend
but
and
y'all
come
had
back
just
in
left
and,
the
like,
country.
you know what I'm saying? And see if, like, there's a more reasonable agent, I don't know, that has a different discretion that will give us the days that we need. But that, there's such a cost associated with that. Like, you need a flight, you need to stay somewhere, then you got to get back, and then you got to hope that they let you in. Like, what does that look like? And then with Peru, if you do overstay, there is a fine, that you pay per day. And I mean, technically, I guess it's like nominal, it's lesser expensive than getting a flight in a Airbnb somewhere else. But
Mm.
we were concerned of like, well, we like Lima, we like Peru. Like,
Right.
what
We
if
want
this
to
is the
actually
place we
be
want to
here.
stay?
I
We
don't want
don't
to be in
want to do it
trouble for
illegally.
not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I want to live by your laws. I want to live by your
Yeah.
rules and do this the right way. So we're trying to figure out all that. In the process of that, unfortunately, her aunt wound up passing. And so she was saying, where then the conversation became, well, then do you leave, pay your respects to your aunt, and then come back? And now, you'll be fine. Here's new
Because
90
at
days.
this point, what are you thinking that the issue is?
Still just thinking like Colombia of like, okay, you can get 90 days at a time.
So
So
you're
maybe
thinking it's
this
just that
agent,
immigration
that
officer, it was just
correct,
that person. So
that
we'll
person.
just start over, just
Start
erase that,
over, new
and
person,
then
new
come
discretion.
back
New
90
person, new
days. Just
discretion. That's
like,
a
okay, okay,
because I got
okay,
90. Like if I
okay.
had if I had gotten 12, I don't think the
It would have
mindset would
made
have been
sense.
you can't get 90, because I didn't.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was like, you got to be
Okay,
able to. So
following. Also, Bianca is saying here in the chat, it was a traumatic,
Oh,
truly
I
was a
can't even.
traumatic experience. So I'm just gonna pause here for a
Yeah.
commercial
Yes.
because Bianca is going to, I'm sure, tell her part of the story
Right. Of
on
her
Heal That
experience.
Shit when we have that. So y'all just be
Tune in.
paying attention. Like if you try to get all sides of the things, if you try to get the tea child, y'all gonna have to get Bianca's side on Heal That Shit. That's gonna be next Saturday
Yes.
coming up. Today is Sunday.
Today is
The
Sunday.
Saturday.
Sat.
Or is it the next? I don't. Bianca, put the
Who's
date in the
next?
chat,
Because
girl.
we
We gonna tell
opposite.
them. Okay. All right. Go ahead. My bad.
But yes, like wild experience. So she
So her
leaves.
aunt passes.
Her
She
aunt
leaves.
passes. She
Uh
leaves.
huh.
But now she can, hey, spend time with the family for Christmas, do the whole thing, come back
Uh
to
huh.
Peru the day before New Year's Eve was the plan. So comes back, gets to the airport, calls me, and is like, they won't let me in. I was like, I'm sorry. And she's like,
Now, what the dates?
so this was December 30th. So she was gone. I don't remember what day she left. I know the services were on the 11th. So maybe December 1st or 2nd, the 24th.
She talking to me.
Oh, you. Okay.
That was
I
to
was like,
me.
what? The it was somewhere early in December. Because I want to say
Okay.
maybe like the 4th or the 2nd or
So
somewhere
this
around
is almost New Year's.
there. Almost New Year.
So
So she
y'all
was
are
gone
still
for like
y'all were
3
still
weeks.
thinking agent discretion. Just
Agent
get a different
discretion, just
agent.
come
You should
back
have 90
in,
days. Okay.
breeze on through, no
Okay.
problem. Bingo bango.
Uh-huh. So they're not gonna let me in.
So they're not gonna let me in. They have her passport. She sent me a document that they said like, hey, you don't have any more days on your tourist visa left in Peru for this year. And she came in June. So she wasn't clear until June of
June
2026.
2026.
Correct. Which we didn't know and or understand from before. And
Because at
actually,
first you were thinking it was calendar year.
right, right.
Uh-huh.
Because mine was January, but mine just happened to be January. And so it was like, oh, that's
Mm.
not it. But even if it had been June to June, we were still thinking 180 days. So we still weren't necessarily even
Mm-hmm.
processing
Mm-hmm.
the year part of it because we're like,
Mm-hmm.
we just need 90 more days, and it's
Mm-hmm.
within 180 days.
Mm-hmm.
Before this, I meant to say, when she got through the first time, we reached out to someone who supports people in their travels, and we were like, hey, is there something we can do? Is there an immigration like attorney we need to talk to? What do we do? And he even said, he was like, honestly, they're probably just going to uphold that agent's decision. There really isn't much that you're going to be able to do. But even then, we weren't understanding that that was for the year, that was until June of 2026. We were just thinking that's for this visit, like this is impacting this visit, but she can come back and start a new visit. So
Mm-hmm.
anywho, so she's at the airport trying to get in. They won't let her in. They tell her that she doesn't have any more days available on her tourist visa. That she's gonna have to go back to the States. So then the conversation is like, okay, well, what do we do? Because I also have her stuff because she only
Mm-hmm.
left with the bag for like 3 weeks or whatever. So I have two of her
Mm-hmm.
suitcases. I have my three suitcases. We're supposed to go to Santa Marta as our next trip. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
well, do they have to send you back to the States? Like maybe we just need
Mm-hmm.
to go to Colombia. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be much cheaper. Right,
Mm-hmm.
seriously. He literally said good luck. Um, it'll be much cheaper to go to Colombia than to go back to the States. So anywho, so it's a whole lot of waiting. Her flight came in at like 9 or 10 o'clock that night on the 30th. It's
Okay.
now 2, 3 o'clock in the morning of the 31st. And so I'm
Okay.
like, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting to see like if you can stay, if there's like a way to get you in, like what is happening? And
Mm-hmm.
then she was like, so she had literally a person guarding her. Like that's like sitting with her, going to the bathroom, going to get
She
snacks,
was in
like
custody.
in custody. And
Mm-hmm.
so she asked them, the person says, well, I'm going to be with you until 8, and then someone's going to come in at 8 and be with you until 10:30 until your flight. We're like
10:30 a.m.
a.m. So came in
on
9 o'clock the night
December
before,
31st.
10 o'clock
Okay.
a.m. the 31st. So we're like, where's she going? Like, what ticket? What information? Like, we don't know anything. So they're first they tell her Salt Lake City. We're like, what's in Salt Lake City? That wasn't even a connecting
Salt
flight of
Lake
hers.
City.
Like, why there? Then they said, no, okay, we can send you to Atlanta. That flight doesn't leave until 11:50 tonight. So basically,
So you'll be in
almost
custody all day
all
until
day
midnight, New
until damn
Year's
near
on the
midnight,
plane.
New Year on a plane, see the fireworks.
Uh-huh.
So
Can you even see the fireworks on the
I
plane or
think
just
so.
oh.
Stay tuned for Heal That Shit to find out if you see the fireworks. Um, so they get, we're like, okay. So at this point, when I'm like, okay, so she's leaving. So I'm like, I'm looking at tickets to figure out where I need to go to see, like, hey, how can I like get her stuff to her? How do we get to the next spot? And then I was like, well, can I even just bring your bags? So that became a question of, oh, we have to get approval. That person won't be in until like 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock comes and goes, nobody. Said, hey, can I bring her bags? Oh, that person will be in at 7 o'clock. 7:30. I'm like, can they find
And the
out
flight's supposed to leave at
the flight leaves
11:50.
at 11:50? And I'm
Okay.
probably like 30 to 45 minutes away from the airport. So not like terrible, but it's a holiday and I don't know
It's
what
New
that
Year's Eve.
it's New Year's Eve. I have no
Oh
idea
God. It's
what this
Phantom
looks
all
like.
over again. Yes. Oh my God.
Why? So I'm like, okay, no, I'm like, I just need to know early enough so I can get to you. Getting to you, I'm like, I don't care. Like, just let me know, whatever. So she, in the meantime, someone in Peru is like, hey, I can get you in touch with somebody. We're going to see if there's anything we can do. Like, this felt like I was in a movie, y'all. Like, this was wild. Like, they're like, don't let her get on the plane. Like, it was going down. Okay, like,
Don't let her
don't
get
let,
on the plane. How you
that's what
gonna
they
stop
told,
her from
that's
getting?
what,
These
I
people
was gonna
got
tell
this
her,
woman
don't
in
get, I'm like,
custody.
don't you get on that plane. Hold on. I'm working on
What?
it. But I had time. It was early. I'm thinking there was moves to make, right? So, girl, somebody is like, we're gonna see what we can do. I'm gonna put you in touch with this person. Like, you probably, you know, but they're great at their job. They're great at their job.
A
I said, okay,
fixer.
a fixer, and they were like, they're probably gonna charge you. So they were like, you may have to pay somebody else. So I'm like, okay. So now I'm like, I need to go get cash.
Not that y'all finna spring her from the joint.
I don't know, child. I don't know.
You don't
I
know
don't
what's
know.
about to go down. You just trying to
I
be
just gotta
ready.
be prepared.
Kalonda,
Just
this is
gotta
a
be
movie
prepared.
for real.
I know no other way to live my life. I know no other way. Just drive. Why not? Why? Why not? So I am now on New Year's Eve trying to find a bank or an ATM that's open that I can get cash out of this machine to allegedly, not that I would ever do this, possibly grease a wheel somewhere so that they don't let this girl in
He's
the
so
country.
weird.
I don't know what's happening. Okay, so because I also don't know what the going rate is for Greece nowadays. Like, is there? What is the answer, Jesus? Okay, so I'm trying to find this ATM. I am acutely aware that I am a foreigner in a foreign land, right? So, and I'm also a girl from New Orleans, so I do have situational awareness. And I'm like, you're wandering around the street looking for cash, right? But I have to like ask people because it's New Year's Eve and I don't know what's even
It's
open.
New Year's
And
Eve.
so I'm like, is there a bank down here? And I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm safe because I'm going to like a restaurant to ask the hostess. I'm like, okay, she's not gonna follow me, but I know she's not gonna call her homeboy and be like, let me
Oh
meet you
my
down there. And
God.
this is nothing about the people of Lima. This is purely conditioning from the States because the people in Lima were very helpful.
Oh
But
my
these are the
God.
thoughts that are going through my head. Like, this is what I'm planning. So I'm like, okay. So she tells me to go one way. I don't find that bank at all. I then see another guard. It's now nighttime. Now it's dark. I'm like talking to this guard, and he tells me like a direction to go. So I'm like, okay, I go off walking that way, right? So I'm like, this is wild. Like, I have to find something. Like, I need, because I don't even know that I can even get her luggage yet. I'm just trying to get the money just in case I need
And
something.
how
So
much
then,
money do you even get? What is the
so
going rate for
that's what
grease
I was
and
saying.
wheels?
How much is the grease? I don't know. In my head, I was like, if I take out $200,
Oh my
I
God.
feel like that should be enough. Like my bank won't be like, "What are you doing? Like someone's kidnapped her in this country. You can't have no money."
If y'all are watching this and not in the chat, I need y'all to come on into the chat because there are other perspectives that are here. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So I'm like, okay, I get to this corner and I see like two guards or something on the corner of a gas station. So I go over there and I was like ATM,
Cajero.
Cajero. I was like, and so there was a grocery store that actually was still open. Thank you, Jesus. So they point
Because
me
it's
down
New
to the
Year's
grocery store because
Eve
it's New
and it's
Year's
dark now.
Eve and it's nighttime. So they sent me to the grocery store. So I go to the grocery store, and Lord knows, y'all, I have not used my physical debit card in I don't know how
Do you
long.
even remember your PIN number?
I did not twice. And I was like,
Oh my
please, Jesus.
God, the stakes are so high.
I'm like, please do not keep this card. I'm like, okay, okay, what is your
Bitch, think. Numbers, bitch, think.
you have like so many, but it's like, can I get through all of them before it say no mas? So I'm like, okay.
To my card at all because they're gonna freeze the entire account. And I've also been in different countries, and they're just gonna be like, "Listen, we're shutting it down." Oh my God!
It was wild. It was a time. So I finally get my pen. I get my pen. I get the pen. Fraud alert, for real, in real time. So I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, what is going on? So I get the money. Okay, I'm like, all right, I got the money. Now I gotta get an Uber because I done asked three people how I get
And now
cash. So
the whole country is clearly following you around because they're like, "This stupid American girl is just walking there. She needs some money, y'all. She got some. It might be
she
20, it
comes
might be 500. We never
like
know."
she got cash because that's what we sent us to
Because the
get.
way she walking around look like she finna go
She
grease
got a
some
purpose.
wheels.
She
She
got
could
a
grease
purpose.
this one.
Okay. So I was like, I'm gonna get my black ass in an Uber before I get robbed. And it wouldn't have been their fault. I couldn't have been mad at them because I literally asked multiple people at night where an ATM was. But anyway, so get in the Uber, get back to the Airbnb. So I'm like, all right, I'm ready. Wind up talking to the attorney. He's like, oh, she's in custody? Oh, yeah, no, we can't do anything. I was like, I told you
What the
that.
hell was you understanding in the first place, Mr. Sir? I led with that.
Like, oh, thanks. Okay. Happy New Year. Feliz año. Like,
Cause it's also New Year's Eve and your ass been out there on that damn what they
oh
drink in Peru? Out of Coronas? What they
I'm like, I'm probably interrupting your celebration. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
with my existential life crisis that's happening over here because this girl is
roaming the
in real life
street,
immigration
stuck
custody
in custody at the airport
on New Year's Eve.
yesterday. Like, it's been days. And that's the thing, too, that it was like, she's been up because you're not sleeping. Even if you fell asleep, you're not resting. Like,
Correct.
stress on stress on stress on stress, right?
Absolutely. Cause what the
Heightened
hell?
all the time, right?
Oh,
So
I
I get
have
back
so many
home
questions for
and she's
Bianca.
like, okay, the lady that was with her at the time was like, okay, she can bring your bags. So I'm like, bet, awesome. So I get the two bags, get an Uber, we're off. Okay, cool. I send her my little Uber directions that I'm on the way. And then I realized there was something that she said in the text message that made me realize that I wasn't going to see her. And so I was like, oh, okay. So then I call her and I was like, hey, we're not too far. I'm not going to see you, huh? And she's like, no. And I said, okay. I was like, well, how am I getting you your bags? Because I don't have your passport and they haven't given us a confirmation number of what flight you're going to be on. Like, how do I get your bags? So
Mm.
she asked the lady. This woman said she can come to the airport and she can talk to one of the airport employees and they'll see if they can help her.
Now that sounds like a whole lot of. I'm standing here looking crazy, talking about I'm trying to get some mystery baggage to some mystery lady, and they can't just send somebody over here to. I meet you at XYZ point here, warm handoff. Because I get that they wouldn't, they clearly thought Bianca was a runner in the track star child. Because they
Is
ain't
that
finna
real?
let her out there into the open wild while she go dip off and now y'all in a real life action movie.
She going? Like, you have her passport. They're like,
She finna live a life
she about
underground
to
and be in Peru with you, the
Airbnb.
mystery lady.
We got somewhere to go. We're
They don't
not
know her.
trying to stay. But
They
I
don't
know
know
I was
her.
like, when she said that to me, I was like, absolutely the fuck not. Like, absolutely not. Because if I go up there and these people talk to me and be like, we don't know what you're talking about, I'm gonna lose my
Because they're
shit
not
in
gonna
the
know what you're
airport.
talking about.
Correct. I'm like, I'm gonna lose my shit in the airport, and that's how you get locked up abroad. Like,
Now both of
absolutely
y'all in the
not.
slammer.
Now we both in custody.
I
I'm in
can't.
real jail. At least they gonna send her to the states. They gonna lock me up because I'm there. Like you know. So I'm like, because then I start to say, okay, you need to get like an actual flight number so I can do the, and I'm like about to list all these things, and I'm like, she can't do any of this. She's been up for 3 days. Like, she's exhausted. This is all in a different language. You're not dealing with the people that are actually making the decisions. Like, they can't do anything. I was like, you know what? Taking these fucking bags with me, okay? Like, they're just coming back to the Airbnb. And I'm like, cool. So I tell the Uber driver, I need to go back. He's like, wait, what? Because we're like
Mid
at the airport.
Uber.
Yes, we're almost at our destination. And he's like, oh, what
He gonna
happened?
have to drop you off and pick you back up.
You know what I'm saying? So he says, or I thought he said, that he had already accepted another ride. So I'm like, okay,
Mm.
fine. Let me out on the corner. Let me out at a gas station. I don't care. Like, I'll call another Uber. So he turns and he parks like on the corner. And so I'm crying in the back seat of this car now because I am upset and I'm like, what are we gonna do? Why are they doing this like this? Like, we just wanted to do this the right way, whatever. So trying to get the Uber, can't remember my friggin' Airbnb address, and of course it didn't auto populate when I got in there. And I'm like, okay,
Just
Kalandi,
hurdles.
you got to get this together because you can't be crying on the sidewalk with suitcases at night. You look like
On
nobody
New
loves
Year's
you.
Eve.
On New Year's Eve, you look like no one loves you. This is how you disappear. Like, this is exactly how it
And you
happens.
got suitcases with you. So clearly,
It looks
girl,
like
get in this
no one.
white van.
So he's giving me tissue. I finally get the address in. I order the Uber.
I can't imagine the types of situations Uber drivers have come across with random people in the back of their car.
Bananas. There was a whole TikTok rabbit one day, but anyway, different time. So then he goes, okay, I got it. And I realized he wasn't saying he got another ride. He needed me to add another stop. So I was like, so then I really start crying. I'm like, thank you so much. So I was like, okay, good. So then he takes me back to the Airbnb. It's like 11:40 by now or something like that. So Bianca's already on the plane. We say goodnight. I'm like a fuck a firework. Like, I'm going to bed. If I wake up, fine. But otherwise, no. So completely slept through the whole pomp and circumstance of New Year's. But that was the pivot that then became, what do I do now? And
Yeah.
so wonderfully, one of my clients was like, well, why don't you come here? Like, then you can work in person. You know, we can get some stuff, put your hands on it. You know, Bianca's already in Florida. And then that way we can do this as a stop in the meantime and then go to Santa Marta as planned. The only wrench that may be in this that you guys will want to stay tuned for is if they let me back in. Because technically, when I get back, I only have 2 days left on my visa. So in
When
case
you
there's
get
people
back.
inflamed, because I leave from Florida back to Peru to get my bags because I didn't bring my bags because it would have been like an
Oh.
extra $600 to have all the bags fly together. So ideally, I'm gonna leave here, go to Peru, get my remaining bags, and then go to
But you
Colombia.
didn't use all your time.
I didn't. I have 2 days. It will be 2 days that I have
Oh
when I get back.
boy.
So we'll see.
Okay.
So
Well,
that's
stay
that's the
tuned
why
for
Florida.
that. Wow. Okay, cliffhanger. Also, Bianca confirmed Heal That Shit is going to air on Saturday. Which month is this? January 24th. That's when we're back. So she'll tell her side of what was happening. Cause child, I got questions about what that was like. My God.
Awful. That
Okay,
has been awful.
before we transition and I do my catch up. I really need to understand what it's feeling like being back there in the States.
It's very interesting because I'm also now working in an office. So I also haven't done that in a while. So like just having like the different energy and personalities and then the conversations and the things that like you and I talk about all the time, I go, okay, that may not necessarily be appropriate. Starting in February, Sherry. Um, may not always be appropriate for the workplace. But then I also struggle with not giving people the information they need of like, this life is a life you can live. It is something that is better for your mental health, better for your overall health with just access to food and whatever. And just having a different political climate and the propaganda of it all. So like trying to like measure my steps of like being authentically me but then not, like upsetting a full ecosystem of people that are still very much in the system, of like, how do I have that conversation and what does the protection of my peace look like with that? Is like having these conversations help because then I can at least get it out. But it's like, I can't just say, oh, I can't talk to this person, like that's not the answer.
Cause
But
that'll be my strategy, child.
that's
Oh. That's what
whenever
I'll
you
be like, oh,
like, oh,
well,
all right,
we won't be talking.
we won't get back to that combo. Um, but yeah, it's
So I'm sorry. I have a
no,
lot of
yeah,
questions.
yeah, please go.
I'm sorry because I need to know. And I'm sure that y'all are wondering this too in some ways. So I'm curious about the level of awareness of what is happening.
None, not none. I won't say none. It's a skewed awareness, I think, because there's some camps that are kind of like this is a current administration issue. Once we're out of this current
Just waiting
administration,
on
things
another
will
election.
this will be different. And it's like, well, even if, and we're being optimistic about getting another election,
Uh-huh.
um, and not even talking about midterms and all those, but like just another presidential election, assuming that the next person coming in isn't backed by the same people that backed this person. Like they've been able to garner this level of power. Why would they change any of their strategy when they've been able to move it this far? It's just going to have a different figurehead.
But
So,
even if it was someone, let's say, we're talking Democrat, Republican, as if that
mhm,
is what actually
it's
matters,
happening,
the
right?
amount of damage that has been done is not going to be undone magically
Undone.
by a
No,
new president.
no, not
Like,
at all. Especially when a
so,
lot of these right now, well, the rights are affected, but a lot of the rules are switching it from federal oversight to state oversight. And if those states are committed to running that same thing, then that's still going to be an issue. And to your point, you have to undo that when you have a Supreme Court that is also sided with. So it's like, again, it has
but they
nothing to
don't
do,
they're not understanding the different
no,
layers of
of
things. So,
how to
are
get
you
it back.
seeing like completely well, you said skewed, a skewed understanding. So some people thinking this
Like
administration
it's
issue, they're just waiting
administration.
on the next election.
And then I think some people see part of like what's happening here, but don't see like the global aspect. Because granted, I'm not trying to watch the news every day. It's depressing. It's crazy. Oh my gosh, every day something's happening. But if I'm out of the country, I do have to have an understanding of how it's playing along with movement across these different boundaries out here, to where some people just aren't even aware. It's like Venezuela, what happened in Venezuela? And I'm like, what do you mean? What happened Venezuela, like we bombed it.
Right,
Like
right.
what? You don't know that?
And
And
they
so it's
probably
like,
not. And so I'm sorry. I'm so
no, you're
sorry.
good. You're
But
good. Do not
also
apologize.
I am so because I'm wondering the demographics even of the people that you're talking to of where
Hmm.
they're getting the information from,
Hmm.
right?
Well, and
Because I'm
that's the big
certain
thing.
on NBC Nightly News, I don't think Lester Holt is down over there no more. But I'm certain they're not talking about it. One, and if they are, it's skewed in this propaganda. And so that's where
Absolutely.
you're getting your
They're not
news
even
from.
talking about what's happening in Minnesota. So you know they're not talking about what's happening in Venezuela. Like people aren't even
So
talking
they
about
don't know about what's happening in Minnesota.
in Minnesota. They didn't. I don't think the young guy that was killed in New York by an off-duty ICE agent. Like, there's a lot of stuff that
They're
isn't. It's not.
because
It's
the
not
block
being
is not
reported
necessarily hot in
for
Florida.
them. For them. And I mean, I think
Okay.
that's in a lot of places. People are like, it's not bothering me, or like this isn't a
So
me
who do
issue.
they think is
I
bothered?
feel
Who did
like
they,
they think it's against people that have like an immigrant status, and whether or not that is potential like legal or active or correct or whatever. But it's like, but the things that have been happening around this, like health,
no clue.
education, like that was not anything to do with your immigrant status. That was just a right as a person. Health,
But do
like
they don't know that
autonomy
that's
for
happening
your
though, do
body.
they? What's happening in health and
Um,
education and all that?
I feel like people see it, but with the lack of outrage that I see in general, I feel like
Yeah.
people don't really understand like the harm that is actively being done in these systems being shut down. And then when you have, the government in a position where it's like, well, we have no problem cutting off your food assistance. We have no problem cutting off access to clean water. Like he literally vetoed a bill that had bipartisan agreement. It was like, fuck that town. Those 50,000 people don't need clean water, even though
Yeah.
everybody already agreed. So it's like, that's why I say he's just a figurehead. Like he's making decisions based on what other people are telling him is important. And when
Yeah.
he's gone, someone else will be doing the same thing. So it's
Yeah,
like
but you got to
between,
understand, but they're at what I hear you saying is that they are in the minutia of life. Like
yes,
they
pretty
are
much.
not even looking at systemic
They're trying to
anything.
pay
It's
their
just very
bills
much,
and live their
yeah,
life and get their kids
yeah,
dropped off at school, which I understand. Because
uh-huh.
had if I wasn't, I can't say that because I feel like that was part of my reason for leaving. Was like I see this coming. I see this guy coming in, and I see the things that he's telling us he's going to do. And even when he first got elected, I wasn't so scared for him. I was more concerned because he could appoint Supreme Court justices, which he did in that
Which he
lifetime.
did.
And so I was
Mm-hmm.
like, these are the longer reaching things that you
Mm-hmm.
have to worry about versus
Mm-hmm.
having, this guy in office, like whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
now it's past that and it's
Mm-hmm.
you now see the system behind him that's pushing forward
Mm-hmm.
because the things that your sensibilities say, absolutely not. No one would ever do that are happening
Yes,
because
and
there's
everything that you say, absolutely not, no, would never is currently happening.
is
And so
happening
that's because it's not even it might happen or like it is currently
currently.
happening right now today.
And they're telling you.
So
That's the
and
crazy
there
part.
is there's no more facade, there's no more lies, but they're putting it the reason I was wondering like who people are perceiving as the people who are having issue right now, if you will, is because the way that people view immigrants and immigration is so interesting because, and I've had so many conversations across different countries about this,
Mm-hmm.
because you're mad at the people when you should be mad at the system that is
Right.
allowing it to impact all of y'all together. So
Correct.
whether it's a conversation about gentrification or a
Mm-hmm.
conversation about and Venezuelans have been getting displaced
This,
for a while now.
yes.
And so there's even more because they're here in Colombia, they're here in Panama,
In
or they're in
Peru.
Panama, like in Peru. So like instead of understanding that there is something systemically that is causing this to happen, people only see the person to
The
person.
person in front
So
of them.
then it's very difficult when you have a systemic understanding to be able to help somebody who's still at a person to
That
person level
person.
to understand you are missing so much. So
Like,
then you can't, like you said, come in and disrupt the whole ecosystem and be like, the world is crumbling right
like
now.
guys,
What are you talking about?
like what do you
Election?
mean?
What are those? There are no
What do you
more
mean?
elections. You have to let go of that. And that's what I feel like I have been trying to process in
Yeah.
on my end.
Hmm.
And that is what my life I had did the Frolicking Truth came back,
Yeah.
and on the episode I was talking about Severance.
Uh-huh.
You've seen Severance?
Yes, love Summer.
You seen season 2?
I've not seen season 2.
Oh girl. Girl. It was wild. I watched it while I was
What?
sick.
Oh.
And I'm about ready to go back and watch season 1 and season 2 again. I don't know when season 3 is coming out, but
Oh.
girl,
All
it
right.
was
On the
crazy.
list. On the
It
list.
was crazy. So
Wow.
anyway, y'all be watching Severance. Y'all tell us in the chat. Y'all know I be talking
Easy.
about
It's a good
Severance all the
show.
time. But anyway, I was saying during the Frolicking Truth that the real life severance that I feel like I am living in is
Mm,
the absolute understanding that the world is literally crumbling and crashing and burning. And then how do I continue to want to show up in this crashing and burning world
yeah.
and honor the responsibility that I know that I have, which feels in it feels like that's not going to do anything. So like, because I exist in this healing space, right? So
Mm,
I exist in a space where I'm helping you, build this deep personal relationship with God and connect back to your body and like honor your brain and like get yourself out of the system's
yeah.
thinking and like
So you
understand
can
what's
see
actually
it.
happening. So you
Yeah.
can see that there is another life outside of this system that we all have been forced to operate in. But talking about joy and painting and like
Right.
all of that, it feels so disconnected
So far
with the
from
context of knowing that the world is
crumbling.
literally
Crumbling.
on fire, crashing and burning quickly.
Absolutely. Even just when
Quickly.
I was looking to come here and needing to find an Airbnb, right, or somewhere to stay in Florida. And it was like $2,400 for uh like a granny flat in somebody's backyard, like a studio or a one bedroom maybe, like wild, wild. And I'm like, this, so I understand why
Like
people
that mortgage ain't what? They got the dang granny house in the back paying the mortgage for the whole house.
have to be, have to be, because the
What?
pricing is crazy. So I'm like, I get why, because but that's it's on purpose. It's by design. Keep you dysregulated, keep you focused on other things, so you're not able to see that, and so you don't think of joy and painting as a necessity because you can't afford to do that. You can't
Yeah.
afford to stop. Like,
Yeah.
but that's why the work is so important, and it does make a difference. Because even if it's like one or two people, then those people become the examples of like, hey, I don't have to do it like this. I don't have to
Yeah.
do it this way, and being intentional with that everywhere. Like even in Peru, like my barber, he's cut my hair for a bunch of times since I was there, and like, but we had never really talked about what I do. And he was like, what do you do for work? And I told him, I was like, how do I say this in Spanish? I don't know. And I was just like, I help businesses um, with their strategy and their systems, so their bosses, like, so the owners aren't stressed. Like I
Mm.
guess I was like, light, easy way. He's like, oh no, that makes sense. I want to start my own business, and I'm like, well, why don't you? Why haven't you? And he's just like, I don't have the money. I was like, I understand that. Like, what can you do for free? Like, what can you do with no
Mm.
overhead? I'm like, you can teach people what you do until you can
Mm.
do what you want to do. Like, they can come to you.
Mm.
I'm like, you are a barber, find your network, doctors, musicians, whoever, whatever. Like that's the people, and then they're gonna tell the story for you. I'm like, if it's tourists, charge us. Like charge us, because whatever you're charging us is probably less than what we would have paid, but it's still a value to us and it's still
Mhm.
going to get you where you need to go. And I'm like, and then make that delivery, do that in house. Now there's like a special niche, they feel
Mhm.
fancy, like, and all
Mhm.
that costs you is
VIP
your overhead and
services.
your gas, you know? So it's
Mhm.
like, I'm like, I'm gonna check in on you. Like,
Mhm.
start your
Mhm.
business. But it's like
Mhm.
having those one-off conversations, like that is something that you and I both do. And so that's why it
Yeah.
makes it very interesting going into an office environment where I'm like,
Cause you there to free the people.
you know what I'm saying? I'm
But
like,
also,
but
they
also
not necessarily in a
that's not
space to
what
even
they
realize what they say Harriet Tubman could have freed way more people if they knew that they were
realize.
slaves.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I can't wait for our next episode after you've had time to like be there for a while
Yeah.
and to like really process what this looks like for this next season of life and like
Yeah.
what imprint, you know, that you are intentionally leaving
Yeah.
there. Um, that's a lot to be
It is.
back.
It is. Your
So
turn.
I'm gonna ask you this
Yes, ma'am.
before I share. What are you doing to maintain the calm nervous system that you have been working so
Right.
hard to develop now that you're back there?
So already, I had my journal that I did like the physical journal of, and I'd been working on the app and kind of picking up, putting it down, picking up. So it's now probably like a week or two from being done, but actually going back into that space of setting up those routines and that, intentional time of saying, okay, I need to clear my energy before and after, because it is a lot, and it's just in general of dealing with people, especially when you can be in tuned and like feel the energy, like now having it on you all day. And this particular client, like the work is emotional. So
Mm,
it's not even just the employees here in the building, it's the people that we're coming in contact. So just being intentional about that time. And I'm really grateful that I've been working on giving myself the permission for joy and the permission to
mm-hmm,
sit down. And Erica Campbell the other day was talking and she was like, when people don't be afraid, to say no. Like it's necessary. It's a necessity and a boundary that you need to enforce. And she's like, we have to free ourselves of this need to explain the no. Like nobody asked you to explain your yes. And I was like, you're right. Like when you say yes to people, nobody's like,
mm-hmm,
why?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Why? Well, why do you want to do that? It's
mm-hmm,
but when you say no, people feel
mm-hmm,
like they deserve or are owed an explanation as to why you said no. And it's like if you didn't ask why I said yes, then you don't get to ask why I said no. And so
mm-hmm,
I'm just like, okay, putting that in my pocket, and I like activate that in my life. Of just sometimes the answer is no, I can't do that.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
working on my routines, and
Well, that is a great segue into what I'm doing, child, is
all right,
working
tell
on
us
my
about it.
routines.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I am, as y'all can see, in a new space. The last time that we were together here in So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese, I was living in the mountains and I moved back into the city. And that has been very
I was
interesting.
like, how has that been? You miss
If
Lucy?
you are in the Patreon, you have heard the refrigerator story, and the refrigerator story is still pending. Um, and it seems like it may be able to have a favorable outcome at the end of the day, but it is a still pending situation. So that's interesting. That's been interesting. So,
Oh my gosh.
what has it been like being back in the city? So I very much feel like this season I am a combination of like, I'm gonna talk in series because I love to do
Okay.
that. So
All
a
right.
combination of She's Gotta Have It,
Okay.
um, Harlem,
Okay.
Um, Intergalactic. I don't know if y'all have seen that
Nah.
one. That is an animated movie on Netflix by Kid Cudi.
Okay.
And I already mentioned Severance. I'm gonna throw in The Queen's Gambit.
Ooh, I love that show. That was a good one.
Okay, again, over on Netflix. If you haven't
Yes.
seen that, this is not a commercial. But if you want to understand more about me. And so it's been interesting because
Yeah, because
again,
that's a very interesting mix.
you got to be in the Patreon to get like the behind the scenes things. So let me just go ahead and say this and do this commercial right now. The Patreon is called the Archive, and everybody who comes into the Patreon is a keeper, and you get to decide what it is that you want to keep, right? So maybe you keep in the culture, you keep in the music, you keep in recipes, whatever, right? So you kind of like self-appoint that. But it is also where you get like the tea and the behind the scenes access and all that kind of stuff. And so if you go to patreon.com/minding my black ass business, then you will be able to join the Patreon. It is $5 a month, and that goes to support the work that we're building here. You all may or may not know that we have a new podcast that is coming out called From Auntie with Love. I probably should play the trailer. Have you seen the
I would be
trailer?
not. But yes, I think you definitely should play it.
Let me find the trailer to the new podcast that we have coming out so that you all can get excited about the
Okay.
things. So, this is something that your contributions through the Patreon go to. Our goal this year is to be monetized and be able to pay people for their presence and their service and the media that they're creating here in the network. So, everybody who is in the Patreon, you contribute to that with your donation of $5 a month. And the other thing is, there is a free way to join
Yeah.
Patreon and you still will get notifications. So for instance, so you don't put syrup on your grilled cheese, this is our public podcast. So we give those notifications and things. We also gonna have some behind the scenes stuff now that's gonna be behind the paywall, but you still get the opportunity to have the notifications and things and to really be a part of the community. So anyway, let me show you all the From Auntie with Love trailer so that you can see one of the projects that we have been working on.
I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but we're excited.
Hey y'all, welcome to From Auntie with Love, a sisterverse of Black women reimagining life together.
They told me to put a pinch of brown sugar.
Who is they?
Sugar is even
Who is they?
For a
She's
little
like
while.
a cookout.
I'm trying to think
Dinner,
back.
right?
You want to like go to a lounge? Four aunties in different seasons of life with stories to tell, thoughts to spill, wisdom to drop, and side eyes to give.
That's how we'll have a mindful moment, a mindful booty moment.
Okay.
I'll lead us through a mindful booty moment.
One of my newfound commandments is that I will hold space for change and forgiveness.
Do not show up to anywhere that I do not know that you are coming, especially my house.
You're gonna find me with a drink high in the air in one hand and my body low.
Yeah. Let's get into the conversations that don't usually make it to the table, but they should. With love. Always. So that is our newest Minding My Black Ass Business production from Auntie with Love, and that is going to be premiering during the first quarter of this year. So we're working on that and getting that together and stuff.
Yay.
So anyway, I feel like this season, so get in the Patreon, y'all. Come to the Patreon. There's a free version where you can still be in the know with the things. Okay. So Patreon.com/minding my black ass business. All right. If you are watching right now and you're not in the chat, come into the chat. We're actually here live right now. So come into the chat, talk to us, let us know where you are watching from. And let the chat know that you're new. Be like, hey, what's up? I'm new in here. And chat, y'all welcome them and say the things, okay? All right. So it's been really interesting because I had opened the dating door for a little hot second, and girl, closed that
Bless
thing
your
right
heart.
on back on down. You hear
I'm like,
me?
bless your heart.
Oh, baby, I shut that shit down quick. You understand? These now I'm heterosexual, okay? So I dates men.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I'm just.
bruh, this is how I
It's
know that
nothing, Kim.
sexuality is
It's
not
not
a
a choice.
choice.
I
Yo,
would not pick this.
these men. Girl, these men are wild. So before I get to that, let me back up. I had to launch a whole escape plan, girl, to leave the mountains because no, for real. So remember we had talked about from time to time like the owners and the way like
Oh
the
yeah,
owner was like saying crazy shit about immigration and all that kind of stuff. So the
yeah.
owners are Colombian, but they had spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania. Y'all know how I feel about Pennsylvania.
Mm,
Okay. So but they also were like the wife was a internal medicine doctor and like all like they it had a garden on the property and like all of this, right? So
right,
I'm just thinking I'm gonna just mind my black ass business and whatever.
right,
But the way that their ecosystem was set up, it's like it was so far away. So it was a gated community. And so it was so far away, like you had drivers,
right,
basically. So there were taxis, but like it's like, oh, that's our personal driver and like all this. So first I had to work the network to get out of their network of drivers. Like that was the
right.
first thing that I had to do, right? So I'm working with or the son of their personal driver is driving me, but then one day, girl, he didn't show up. His daddy showed up, but he didn't tell me that his daddy was gonna finna show up, right? So then I was like, this is weird. So then I get in the car and I'm like, where is
Right,
he? And he was like, oh, he has something else to do. So he asked me to come and get you. Okay, I appreciate that, but he didn't communicate that to
but
me.
nobody
Then
told.
the daddy, who was the owner's personal driver, was like, how's the apartment search going? Why do
Excuse
you
me,
know that I'm
my
why do
business,
you know that I'm
my business in the
why
streets
why
in Los
do
Calles.
you know that I am looking for apartments?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, sir!
So then I had to be like, okay, so now y'all, the only place I go is to the mall. That's the only
Right,
place that I go. And now
and
from
go
the
from
mall,
wherever
I
from
got to get
there.
an Uber to be able to go
Right.
for wherever from there, right? Okay. So now I had done told the owners I was leaving because what happened is one day I had woke up to go and get in the shower and there were men standing outside of the apartment. Now, granted, there was a like the work closet area or whatever was down there, but and come to find out that's what they was doing, was looking for something in the work closet. But I'm getting up to, and it was glass,
Oh
so
my
I'm getting up to
god.
go get in the shower with no clothes on, and there are strange men standing outside of my apartment. So I reach out to the owner and I'm like, what is happening and
Can't
what is going
stand.
on? And I said, I'm assuming because there are other apartments that are there on the property, right? So I'm like, I'm
Right.
assuming it's somebody from one of the upstairs apartments, but also let them
Right.
know they don't need to come down here because I
Right.
actually live down here. Then she tells me, oh, but that's the workers because we're building even more apartments. This is making it even more outrageous, bitch. Then I'm like, why did you not
Tell
communicate this to me?
somebody.
Oh my God, Kim, they was in the States at this time. There's so much that's going on. And I just, bitch, not you activating white woman tears. I can't.
Uh,
I cannot. I will
uh.
not. Y'all got me fucked up. So at this point, I decide that I'm leaving, right? So I start
Gotta
looking for the
go.
apartments. Okay,
Right.
so now the daddy knows that I'm looking for apartments. So now I just go to the mall. So now I have a friend that comes in town, and I was like, it was right around this time, and the time that she was going to be at the apartment that she was at was overlapping the time that I was going to need to move. So I said, can
Oh.
I use your apartment as where I'm moving to?
Right. Right. Right.
So
Right.
she's
Right.
like, I don't give a shit. And I'm like, thank you. So
Money.
then I had the son take me to see my friend. And then I'm like, so then he comes and picks me up, right? Take me back home. He's like, how was it? And I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm just gonna stay here with her. I think I'm just gonna stay with her.
That's perfect.
And she has 3 bedrooms. And like it's totally amazing. He's like, yeah, it's in Envigado and it's really nice. I'm like, yeah, it's close to the mall. Like I think I'm gonna just, I come to the mall all the time,
All the
so
time.
I just think I'm gonna stay here with her.
Oh
So
my
girl,
God.
I wound up having to move in two things
Phases.
because I had come to sign the contract and then I decided I was just gonna stay
Oh,
overnight and then like, because I don't like to move all in one day. I like to,
oh, one trip Tina,
it's
child.
too
One trip
much.
Tina.
It's
One
that's
trip
not my
Tina.
policy. You know that.
I
And you know
please
that
get it
about
done and
me.
close the door and don't ever go back.
Mm-mm. Because, well, yes, once I'm done, but like I need to make sure that I'm setting things up. I want to clean here. I wanted to get everything set up here, like and all of that, right? But I had to pass through that other apartment. So I'm having him drop me off. And then I'm like, oh, my friend is going to get somebody to help us bring the things up. Say, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm totally
It's
fine. She'll be
okay.
here in a
Go
few
ahead.
minutes.
Right.
Yeah. So did that girl. Like it was a real
Not
life
moved like a thief in the
escape
night.
plan.
you you basically moved in the middle of the night. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Did
was
she
very
give you
interesting.
anything after you left, or like give you any stuff about? Because I know before she was saying, "Oh, the housekeeper was saying things were not the way that they had
No,
left them, or
no,
whatever."
there were no issues on
Okay,
checkout, and I made sure I'm like, y'all come and walk through and seeing, oh, Kim, everything looks fine. Everything's okay, because I don't want no problems. And I'm
right.
finna block y'all once I leave here. So girl, then I get over here to the city. And I like being back in the city. I feel more connected to life, but it's also an adjustment, right? Because I was in the mountains and it was like so
Yeah,
quiet. So it's like, okay, like you're in the city, be aware, of where you're going, all that kind of stuff. Like, so that has been really interesting. I can't say I have ventured out like far, far. And a lot of it is also because when I'm trying to get my routines together, I need a moment to like
yeah,
sit down,
yeah.
like so I'm still kind of in that process of like getting the things set up and I still don't have a washing machine, for
Mm.
instance. So it's like you have to take the clothes to the laundromat and like, like so those kind
Yeah.
of procedures and all of that. That's why the refrigerator story is interesting because there was a long time where I was just cooking like day to day and like it was a lot.
Wow.
Um, so, but I appreciate being back in the city. I'm closer to Parque del Rio, which
Nice.
is my favorite park. So, I really enjoyed that. So, to the opening, cracking open this door, girl, and shutting that thing on back on down,
Right.
girl. Girl.
Trash. Now, in your
So,
dating, are in the crack that was opened, is this dating people in Colombia, or this is like long distance, like just getting to know?
So a combination of all of that.
Okay.
This sounds so crazy. I was about to say there are men all over the world who are trying to shoot their shot.
Well, I mean, hey, everybody ain't able. You better pop your shit. She said, "Well, look, the floodgates open. When I said, okay, go, they said, bet, I'm in there.
They literally did.
Let me."
They literally did. And I literally was like, this is a lot. Like this is a lot. It has been so interesting because I feel like we've talked about this before. I am such an open book
Mhm.
about how to be able to connect with me,
Right.
how to be able to like understand who I am as a person and like what that looks like and sounds like. Like there is so much what I want to call the playbook. Somebody just said something about it.
Yeah.
Cue the NFL draft music. Let's talk in football. Let's do that. Okay. There is the playbook. Watch the video. Like watch the tapes.
There's skill. There's
Watch the tapes and study the tapes. Like it's an open book test. Watch the tapes, study the tapes, implement the things. Right? It seems so easy. Like I feel like I have
Yeah.
made this so easy. And they do not watch the tapes. They do not watch the tapes. And they are trying to apply failed plays to this system that we got going on over here. And that's not working.
It's gonna work.
So there are some people. So this is at the turn of the new year. I sent out some notifications. Some
Okay.
people's subscriptions were canceled.
Yes,
Okay.
Lord.
So some people's subscriptions were canceled with no notice. Your subscription has ended and God bless you and I wish you the best. Some people's subscriptions were canceled with notice. You are on notification that your subscription is being canceled because I need to tell you this last thing before I roll up from out of here and God bless you. All right. Some people's subscriptions are on a probationary period where you got, hey, you're getting noticed now. You're on that performance improvement plan. And so if I was you, I would
I'd make some
actually listen
changes.
to what I'm
I'd
talking
watch the
about
tape.
and watch the damn tapes because it's not that difficult. It's really not, right? And so I sent out those notifications. Okay. And so back to our American football talk. There are some that need to like, I was trying to think yesterday. I said, it's not even, they haven't even gotten the invitation to the combine. Like, I need you to go back in the gym.
Wow.
I need you to go back in
The
the gym
recruiters don't even know
because
that you're there.
the recruiters don't even know that you are interested because you need to go build some skill sets is what you need to do.
Oh,
You need
yes.
to go
Work on your
build some skills.
drills.
So
Go work on your
go
drills. Okay.
and get the foundationals. Oh, you come over here talking to me because you can't think that this is good.
This
Like
ain't it.
you cannot possibly think that you're doing a good job right now.
It's a numbers game. It worked for somebody. So they go, that's the one I'm going to use. And it's going
And
to
this
work
is
for
how I know you
somebody
didn't
again.
watch the tapes. This
I
is how I
know.
know
They
because
did
you wouldn't
not.
even came over here talking to me with
No.
that old
I
subpar
was
ass bullshit,
going to do what worked one time.
you know?
It worked that one time.
So it's been interesting. And it's been interesting. I'm talking all the way from damn near stalker type energy. I will, like you talking about situational awareness, I will cut you. It's been all the way from that to like, you got my attention.
Right.
I'm listening. Like you currently have access and I'm listening, but like kind of everybody kind of lives in the archives and then sometimes they get promoted.
Okay.
And promotion gives you a notification. Because other
Got
than
it.
that, I don't have notifications on my phone.
Right. Right.
Right. So it's kind of been that. It's been interesting. It's been interesting. But I had to shut that thing
Okay.
on down because baby, them floodgates open. I
She
said, let me
said,
get them
never
out of here.
mind. Never mind. Too much.
Let me get them out of here.
Don't
Let me get them
want.
out of here. Let me get them out of here.
Do
Let me get them
not
out of here.
want.
Let me get them. Let me get them out of here. It's too much. It's too much.
So
It's too much.
what do you think like inspired you or motivated you to even open the gates or crack? Like what was the
Because
change?
I felt like I had locked myself away, right? So after like leaving the apartment with the construction, all that kind of stuff, I was like, okay, I was able to lock myself away for 6 months, have the peace and quiet that I need, and try to figure out what life looks like outside of the city because I do still want to have some forms of that part of life. So, now that I'm making this choice to go back to the city to actually connect and network and like I have all of one of the things that came out of this is a new art series. It's a sunflower series. Which I don't usually draw things or paint things, but there's a reason I need to kind of get this sunflower situation together because somebody bastardized my beloved sunflowers and I have to reclaim their energy.
What?
Bruh. Let me see what I could tell you without telling you too much, girl. I'm gonna skip a whole lot and I'm gonna skip to the end.
Okay.
Somebody asked me if they could send me a gift. And I said yes. And they tried to hand deliver the gift to force me to be able to see them. And the gift was a sunflower. Bitch. When I say,
manipulation. Oh no.
oh, baby. Oh, they was like, well, I wanted to see your reaction. I said, no, you did not.
No, you didn't. Not like
Oh,
I
no, you
promise
did
you
not.
didn't.
Oh
You
no,
showed up at my door
y'all
unannounced.
heard in that clip from Auntie with Love what I
Yes.
said. And this was before this even happened, because I was still in the mountains when that happened. This was before that even happened. Do not show up to anywhere that I am without letting me know that you are coming, especially my house.
That was not
Showed
smart.
up. And so because I am who I am, I was like, I'll get it when I get it. Then they was feeling some type of way because I didn't come down and get it because I wanted to see your reaction. I don't give a
That's not how this
flying
works.
fuck
What you want?
what you thought you was finna see. What you was about to do was have to go to jail. That's what was finna happen.
Because
So
why
you
are you at
lucky
my
I did not.
door?
Why
Why are you at my door?
are you here? Wait, so I'll just pause there. I'll have to fill in all the other things some other time. But anyway, so what was my intention of cracking open the door
Yeah.
is wanting to be able to integrate into frolicking, and
Yeah.
like being out. And so I did get opportunity. I went to see Christmas lights, and I went to the art museum. I went to the science museum. There's a music
Ooh.
museum here, which is really
Ooh.
cool. And a mind, like it's music, mind, and like all kind of like mind puzzles and things.
Oh,
It was fun. It was a good time.
that sounds like a really good
So I
time.
really felt like I was ready to kind of like be out. And then I
Yeah.
realized not with men folk.
Not with them. Not with them. Just out in general. You could,
Not with these men folk.
flowers song comes to mind. Be like, I can
I
love you
can
better
buy
than you
my own
can. Exactly.
flowers.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Dig that. So I closed that on, shut that right on back on down. Okay, shut that right on back on down. All right. So to the point, some people got subscriptions canceled
Right.
and like
Yeah.
all of that and moves, had to
Notices
get
have gone
made.
out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was wild. So yeah, so in all of that, it was also not just wild, it was also, what's the best word I can use? It threw me off center a little bit because the world
Amazing.
that I live in and the men that are usually in my orbit that I have had to curate are men that I actually like trust them with my
Yeah.
life. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if you've
Not
ever
just
seen those videos
casual.
where it's like girl is out with her man and she's like digging away downtown,
Oh yeah, yeah,
walking around, and
yeah.
he's like, okay, the exit that's 5 and 2, and there's da 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 da. I am just a girl.
I am just
I
a
am
girl.
just a girl.
I'm
And so if I am
not
with
concerned.
you,
All is
sir,
all.
hey, hey, where are we going? What are we doing? Hold my hand and lead
What?
me. Where are
Right.
we going? Right.
I have my
And
bag with
what
my lip gloss.
that's it. Because why do I need anything? I'm with you.
I mean,
Because
I don't need my
otherwise, what are
phone.
you good for? If I have to be sitting here being hyper vigilant and I'm trying to, why am I watching? Why am
I
I
could have gone by
watching what
myself.
is
I could have
happening?
gone by
I might
myself.
as well be with myself. So you have to be adding value to my life in order for me to be able to creating space for you. Like if you're not doing that, why are you here but to take from
From me.
me?
Yep. Yeah.
And
That's
it's
not.
season closed on that.
You missed that boat. You missed that boat.
And so because I don't surround myself with men and people like that, it is very
Uh-huh.
jarring to encounter
When it
people
happens.
that actually don't operate that way. But then also you weaponizing words though the whole time because you're using words. Girl, one of these men, I asked him, I said, what is your relationship with words? That man told me, I mean, it don't really matter. I mean, it's whatever. I like to go on vibes. Then he said, but I like to talk.
So you just like to hear yourself talk and say words and throw at me that have no meaning whatsoever, that you have no intention on following up with. Because here's the thing, what you say to me, I'm going to believe. And then when you show me it doesn't align, I'm going to stop talking to you.
Because
Because
you're a
why?
liar.
Because why? What are we doing here?
I said,
The fuck?
oh, so you just be saying any damn thing. You just be saying any damn thing just to be saying something. The fuck?
Words mean things, okay?
Child, I said, oh, wow. Okay. So the question here says, are you looking to have fun or for something serious? I'm not looking to have fun. I don't, what fun equates to men, I don't want your fun. I can have fun with myself. Okay.
I don't
That's
want your.
another. And listen, I'm about to get off of this because I'm about to start getting into Patreon conversation. That's another offer I received the other day is, and I'm very clear. Like this is actually what I say. What I say is that I am open to having deep and meaningful relationships with people that allow me to understand who they truly are at their core.
That part.
That is what is most important to me. And then where you fit in the scheme of that may be in different places. What
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely going to let you know is that I'm not freely giving out access to my sexual energy. Okay?
Right.
That's what's not happening. So, and I'm
Gotta
very
be
clear
yourself.
with that,
That's what.
right? So, then after I already said that, for you to have not put in the work to get access to my sexual energy and then fix your lips to ask me about my sexual energy again, get out of here. Your subscription's canceled.
Right. You don't listen.
The fuck?
Ciao. Ciao.
What? So if I was y'all, if y'all listening, I would go watch the tapes. Okay? I would go watch the tapes.
All in there. It's not a secret. It's not a secret. It's not a secret.
So yeah. So it's been wild. But anyway, so the other thing, the last thing that I have been doing is working on um the Found Her Future Collective internship
Yeah.
program. And Shekinah and I have come together to create this opportunity for women 18 and up. We are catering towards Black women. We are not opposed to women who are not Black, but you do need to know this is a Black woman-centered space, okay? But this is an opportunity for women to get the opportunity to go through Discover Your Destiny and really understand more about who they are and their callings, connect back to their bodies and really understand how God designed them. And then in partnership with that, bartering their services to help some of the projects to really
Mhm.
go to the next level. So whether that be the podcast that we have here on Minding My Black Ass Business, or whether that be getting their life coaching certification so that they're able to operate that way, or even the Healing Circle is another place that we have, or book studies. There are like so many projects that are happening.
Yeah.
So we are actively looking for women 18 and up to be a part of the Found Her Future Collective internship. And I'm opening the next cohort for Discover Your Destiny. So there are some folks who are like, I'm not really like, I got a lot going on, but also still, I want to be a part
It's
of that.
coming.
So I
Yeah.
do want to pause here to show the commercial for Discover Your Destiny so you all know what that is and what that looks like, and just officially say that, well, I'll tell you this on the other side of it, actually. So let me go ahead and play this. What if the thing you've always called too much was the exact thing God designed on purpose? This is for the ones who've always known they were different. Too sensitive, too loud, too knowing, too intuitive, too woo woo. But what if your sensitivity is actually your superpower? What if your intuition was your inheritance? Discover Your Destiny is a 10-week sacred journey back to yourself. We explore the design of your soul, your spiritual gifts, and the unique way that God speaks to you. This isn't church. It's not a rule book. It's not a performance. It's the moment you stop chasing approval and start walking in divine alignment. You'll gain clarity, language, and confidence around who you are and what you are here on the earth to do. You'll learn the real voice of God. And if you feel called to go on to become a certified intuitive melanated life coach, this is where that path begins. There are 2 ways to enter this sacred container: the Destiny track, full investments and coaching experience, or the Divine Exchange track, where internship meets soul work. You'll support podcasting, content creation, or brand development behind the scenes while learning how your unique gifts benefit the collective. Your knowing isn't a flaw, it's the fingerprint of God. This is your invitation, and I hope that you'll answer. So, if you are interested in being a part of Discover Your Destiny, please go to dyd25.com. dyd25.com. So, yeah, I've been putting a lot into that and getting ready for that, and just really appreciating. I guess there has been intentionality in targeting about the like late 20s, 30-year-old like age. And I'll even say actually like probably about 23 up to like a 30-year-old age. Because there's a lot that happens during that time, especially as women, and a lot we have to figure out who we are and like who our friends actually are and like all that kind
Mm-hmm.
of stuff. Um and so they're looking. They are
Yes.
like, girl, tell
Actively
me
seeking.
what's
Yes.
up, with the things. And so I really, really appreciate that. And I know that I am uniquely positioned to be able to support that demographic. I quickly think I am getting out of education. The jig is up. The jig is up. So that is shifting drastically. So I really am pouring my energy into Discover Your Destiny and mentoring and ensuring that I'm doing my part to target
Yeah.
us as Black women and set us
Yeah.
up for success. So it's been interesting, it's been interesting, and I am grateful for
Yeah.
those opportunities. And I know here, and so you don't put syrup on your grilled cheese, we're about to get into our Ask an Auntie
Asking
segment,
auntie.
because
Speaking of.
that is what is extremely important to us, is making sure that we show up to answer the questions, y'all, because we got some life that we done lived over here. Okay, some
Hey.
wisdom that we have to give.
A little bit of
So,
something.
we're trying to show up in our auntie roles. So if you have a situation that you would like to send to us for Ask an Auntie, you can go to tinyurl.com/ask an auntie. And please do share demographic information with us. So let us know your age, your gender, how you identify, your socioeconomic status, if that matters, college. Like give us the things so we have a clear picture
Contact.
of what you're working with, so that we're able to support. All right. So we're going to get into today's Ask an Auntie. And let's see. So we actually have two. So we're gonna go ahead and knock these two out. As y'all know, this is our first episode back. We are not gonna be here this long next time, but we're gonna go ahead on and give y'all the whole deal while we here
Just had a
today. All
little
right.
catching up.
All right. So I'm gonna do Big Talk Empty Pantry.
Okay.
And you can do, ma'am, what is my life even doing? Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Um, you wanna go first or you want me to go?
Okay. Let's see. I will, ma'am, what is my life even doing? Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. All right, dear aunties. So I'm in my early 30s, and I swear every day I wake up feeling like I'm supposed to be doing something important. But instead, I'm just here, existing, vibing, panicking, all in the same hour. I've been thinking about making a pivot, but I genuinely don't know where. Do I go back to school? Do I chase a promotion? Do I pack up, move to a new city, and pretend I'm mysterious and intentional? I don't know, and the confusion is starting to itch. Part of me feels like I'm wasting time, but another part of me is tired of doing things just to say I'm doing something. I want purpose. I want direction. I want to wake up and actually feel like, yep, this is it. And not like I'm choosing between like a panic degree, a panic promotion, or a panic sabbatical. Everybody around me seems to be unlocking their next level. And I'm over here staring at my life like it's a puzzle missing half the pieces. I'm scared of making the wrong choice, but I'm also scared of doing nothing and waking up at 42, realizing I accidentally became an expert in a career I never even liked. Aunties, help. How do I figure out what's actually for me and not just the thing that feels productive in the moment? Because I'm at the point where even my vision board is looking confused. Signed, a grown woman who low key needs adult supervision. Ciao. Well, did I rent this
Well,
one? Did I rent this
listen, I'm
episode
like,
years
girl,
ago?
I'm glad you figured it out now, girl, because when she said 42, I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
about right. That's
that's
about
about
right.
when it. Yeah,
Like
we're
literally.
past that. Yeah,
Uh-huh. So congratulations on you, first of all, realizing that
identified
you
it.
need something different and you don't want to just be pursuing the things that you were told that you need to do, but actually pursuing purpose. Shout out to you. That is a brave thing and really courageous and admirable. So yay.
Absolutely.
Um, girl.
So what's the?
So I guess my foundational question to her would be, what brings you joy?
Mhm.
You know, we have to know that, and that's where our spirit guides us towards what it is that we want to be doing and what it is that we should be doing, is really asking yourself what brings you joy and what do you want. I know personally I struggled with that response for a really long time of answering what it was that I want. So I would really advise you to ask yourself that question and create space for what that might look like, and give yourself permission to change your mind if you find out that you don't really want that. Close that door, child. You could open it and you could crack it on right back down,
Amen.
okay?
Amen.
Um, and then I feel like this feels very cliche, but like really get into the self love and self care movement, if you will. A shameless plug: the next healing circle is going to be taking place on Saturday, February 14th, which is also my birthday.
Hey, ow! One
And
time for the birthday.
we are going to be talking about self love and what that looks like, to take all of the love that many of us as women have been conditioned to give to romantic partners, that we actually do really need to be giving to ourselves, so that we understand who we are and how we want to show up and the imprint that we want to leave on the world and all of that. So there's an
Yeah.
invitation for that. You can register at tinyurl.com/Black Women Healing Circle.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I really feel like this is an invitation for you to really kind of turn that camera inwards and to say, ask yourself, what is it that I really want to be doing? You know, what are those childhood dreams that you had to suppress and kind of walk away from so you could get a real job? You know, like
Mhm.
what does that look like to pursue those things? A lot of times people like this are creatives and they haven't had the opportunity to have that creative outlet because it's been suppressed. So I invite you to kind of tap into there. I think that's all I have for now.
Oh, she said, "How about that?" Well, I mean, a lot of it is yes, all of that she said. Um, Finding what brings you joy, finding that what is my dream when I'm not taking everybody else into consideration, because that is what we do, and it's like, oh, I can't do that because so and so needs me, or they have this thing going on, so that it's not about them. When defining that purpose and defining that happiness, um, I think you absolutely hit the nail on the head of saying, going back to even your childhood dreams of what were those before somebody told you that wasn't realistic and that wasn't practical, because maybe it is now, and you may have found yourself in like a kind of outside circle of that, not realizing it because that may be where you're supposed to be. But not having the fear and figuring it out. When you're looking at your vision board, I'm not a vision board person. I can't do the magazines, but I, especially even in my journal, shameless plug, for the Wildly Joyful Life journal, have you go through the process of creating and saying, what does my ideal life look like? What does an ideal day look like? I wake up with my partner, I have an easy breakfast, I like start a slow morning with some meditation and some music, and my business is running smoothly where I can support people but still have the ability to breathe, and I'm providing this place. Like, setting those intentions and writing that down and being able to say, okay, this is what I actually want, and then measuring where you are currently against that and kind of creating some everyday real life goals to get you closer to that dream vision. Because sometimes they're not aligned. And that's why you're asking the questions, because it's like,
Mhm.
I'm just not doing this doesn't feel right. This can't be how the rest of my life goes, which is usually how
Mhm.
the conversation starts. is you start looking
Mm-hmm.
at where you are today going, this can't be it. This
Mm-hmm.
cannot be it. I cannot do this for
Mm-hmm.
another 35, 40 years. This
Right.
cannot be the rest of it. So when your spirit is in you and saying, like, this ain't it, then that's when you start listening. So you're doing the right thing. Asking the questions is definitely the first step. And just being honest with yourself and brutally honest of not including other people's perceptions and needs and whatever, but what do you want? And that's a hard question because we don't always ask ourselves that. Um, yeah. So I think that's where I would say, and it is looking at a puzzle would have the missing pieces because we don't have them all the
Mm-hmm.
time. And it's about finding
Mm-hmm.
those pieces and realizing that even in the not knowing, you've been aligned on that path and the answer is there. It's taking that time with yourself to say, okay, who's in my circle? Who's around me?
Mm-hmm.
When do I feel energized? When do I feel like I need to go home and turn my phone off for 3 days? And doing those audits and auditing your villages to see, okay, like what is the path that's already here in existence that I may not be putting the energy towards because I should be doing something else, you know?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that is what I would say because don't nobody know. We're all figuring it out,
We're
and the
all, and
answers
that's something
change.
that you need to know too, is we're
Yeah,
all figuring it out. And there are even, we have two comments here, someone in their 40s, maybe someone in their 50s, like we're all figuring it out. So don't feel like you have to have the answer. The
correct.
answer is whatever your spirit says is
It's
the
the
answer right
journey.
now. And
Yes,
it is a journey and that's going to change. So one of the comments says she also needs to work on not comparing her life to those around her. It makes you feel like you need to hurry up and figure it out to keep
be
up.
for joy. Absolutely not.
Exactly. The other comment says, what would you do that you are so passionate about that you would do it for
For
free?
free. Yes, 100%. And that's often the secret. And I think in the work you do, the work I do, helps people see that, even if not like explicitly stated, but it helps you kind of figure out like this is what I love. Like
Yeah,
I will tell you about this all day long. You don't have to give me a check or anything. Like
right,
let's just gab about it. But find that because it's so exciting and intrinsic to you and who you are, you don't realize that other people don't have that skill. They don't have
right,
that
right,
ability
right.
and that you truly are holding something precious that they want to pay you for it. Because they're like, you know what? I could never. I don't know how you got there. I don't even care. Here is a check. Can you do that for me, please? Thank you. And then you go about your business and live the life you love. Like it sounds simple, but that is the premise. Find the thing that you absolutely love and would do for free, and find a way to like get that to the people because they want it. They want it.
Yeah, you're talking good. I gave you some ladybugs on my
I saw
screen.
my little ladybugs. Thank you, Drake.
So hopefully that helps. And feel free to write us back if you have additional questions. So
Yes.
our next submission is called Big Talk Empty Pantry.
Okay.
Hi, aunties. I'm 24, Black, Caribbean, college educated, master's degree secured, and freshly
Yes.
employed in my first real big girl job. Period.
Hit
Direct
it.
deposit is depositing. Life is lifing, and yet here I am. Girl, I don't date often, girl. Here we go, y'all. Buckle up. See what I'm talking about? These men folk. I don't date often, but I took an interest in a man. We're going to call him Snacks because that name feels prophetic right now. We work
Okay.
for the same company, different states, different office sites. He comes into town for work, and I, optimistic, soft, believing in love, let him stay at my place.
Mm,
From the moment I met him, Snacks was talk, big promises. I'll fly you out. You should come visit me. I got you. Bragging like a man, auditioning for Provider the Musical. Cool. Now tell me why this man came into my house and ate every single one of my snacks. Aunties, not regular snacks, not, oh, I'll grab more later snacks. These were imported snacks from my home country, limited edition, emotionally significant. Snacks you ration because you don't know when you will see them again. Snacks
Damn.
that taste like home.
Oh
This man did
no.
not ask. He did not pause. He did not consider. He moved through my pantry like a colonizer. And it wasn't even respectful consumption. This wasn't, I tried one. It was so good. No, this was pure greed, entitlement. This was unmitigated gall. It gets worse. I caught him sneaking into the bathroom with my snacks, turning on the vent fan like he was hiding a body, eating in secret, ashamed, but not ashamed
So
enough to
you
stop,
knew.
just ashamed enough to try to hide the evidence. I was in my room like, why does my house smell like imported joy and betrayal? Eventually, I asked, because my spirit was shaking, if you eat all the snacks, what's going to be left for me? Only then did he say, well, I'll take you to the store tomorrow so I can replace your snacks. Aunties, the next day, we go to the store and this man walks past accountability and heads straight towards nonsense. Family sized American snacks, artificial colors, ingredients that sound like medical conditions, chips that taste like air and regret. And he's
Oh,
proud. Like, look what I did for you, sir. You ate my snacks. You did not do me a favor. You committed a crime and offered restitution in the wrong currency. The part that really sent me is this. How you bragging about flying me out, being generous, being a provider, while actively eating all my shit with no consideration? The math is not mathing. The vibes are off. The audacity is aggressive. So, aunties, please help me. How do I address this? Because I know it's about snacks, but it's also about entitlement, respect, and how a man behaves when he thinks he's comfortable. Is this a red flag, a warning, a pantry-based prophecy? Please advise me before I let another man with dreams and an empty soul stay in my house. Thank you. A Caribbean daughter who will be locking her snacks and her heart. First of
please.
all,
Okay. Look
first of
now.
all, first of all, ma'am, your utilization of your words. Hey, hey,
I got for colored
girlfriend,
girls vibes. Like the whole time you were
girlfriend,
reading it, I was like, all right, I see you, boo. I see.
girlfriend, you better paint this picture. You understand me? You better
Because
paint
I
this
was
picture.
there. Because
You understand?
I'm already making the this wasn't snacks. He took more than your snacks, but I understood. Like we gonna call it snacks, but my word, what?
There's a comment. I just and I'm gonna let you go. This comment says this one is easy. Block him. I understand. And the cosign.
Insane. Yes. The
Period.
end answer is block him. Facts, period. Go no further. He deserves no explanations. You don't want to hear whatever bullshit excuse he's going to give you, rationalization. Now you're having to explain why these snacks were meaningful to you. Fuck that. Like they weren't yours. You shouldn't have touched them. I let you stay in my house, you ungrateful, greedy bastard. Like, absolutely not. So yes, short answer. Block him. Fuck off. All the things. Don't give him another word. For anyone else into your space, all you can do from this is use this as a lesson for future you.
Jesus.
um, no, if you're gonna do all these things and provide and be and blah and all that great stuff, then I'm not putting you up in my house anymore. So why don't we get that part established? Because no. So step one. And then in the event that that does happen, like that is absolutely the reddest of reddest flags. Like there was no consideration for you, for your space, for your things, even just your well-being of like, oh, I want to leave you better than I found you. Like, does that exist if I eat all your snacks that you can't get no more? No. And Skittles do not equate to your homegrown special treats. Like that's not the same thing. Okay. Um, bless your sweetheart. Like I think you showed considerable restraint because he would have been outside. Like, especially after the grocery store, of like, look what I did. And that's the thing. Like I tell people, when you give a present, these are two different things. If I give you a gift, like I try to put the thought into the gift that I think you will receive it in, but ultimately it's your gift. What you do with it after that is your business, right? Cool. This was not a gift. This was, let me fix what I broke. This was, as you said, restitution. It should have been in kind. Like, hey, I ate all your snacks. You can't get those snacks unless you go home. I guess this trip we was talking about, I guess we go and get you some snacks.
I guess we
When are
got to go
you
get you some
free?
snacks from the homeland.
Can we go
Cause
look at our calendar?
I ate all your things.
I ate all your things that you can't get. How do I make that right for you? Or at least some show of understanding of the gravity of it, because it's not just snacks. Because if that's what you'll do to my snacks, that's what you will do to me, my feelings, my heart, like that, period. That's how you regard me. So yeah, there's nothing to say to him. There's nothing to say to him at all.
It
Scene.
was the leave it better. It was the leave it better than you found them for me, which y'all know that is like a life mantra for me. Is I believe in leaving spaces and people better than I found them.
Absolutely.
That I am here to add positivity to the world and to people, and not to take that away from them. And
Hmm.
so I am not the type of person that would ever show up to somebody's house and eat all of their things without consideration for how they are going to now replace them, right? I am not showing up to somebody's house empty handed. I am making sure at the very least that I've cleaned, that I made sure I folded my things. Like,
Hmm.
I am wanting to make sure that I leave you better than I found you,
Yep.
especially when you are doing something to help me out and to save money or whatever the reason was,
Right.
which since you missed to fly him out again, why are you there in the first place? But anyway,
Because we could have had a cute staycation at the Airbnb you rented for yourself.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And
Because if
maybe
you're
I would have brought
auditioning for that
maybe
role,
I would have brought you some of the snacks from my homeland to share with you. Maybe.
yeah. So I'm somebody, I have a previous trauma when it comes to food and taking my food and like all that kind of stuff. Sharing food is not something that I really do well in the first place. I definitely have a very like poverty type of mentality sometimes when it comes to my food and like rationing food and things like that. Girl, I get this. When I tell you
I was grasping my pearls, aghast, all the
girl.
things, all the things.
So, what do I want to contribute to this? I think I want to say, I think holistically, I think all of us could stand to do a better job at thinking about how we allow people to audition for access to our time, our energy, our personhood, and our things, right? I feel like we have to put more application questions in place, because somebody like this, in my opinion, showed signs of
They had.
inconsideration, but we didn't necessarily clock it.
Hmm.
Right. And I'm using we language because shit like this happens to me as well. There was a man I was dating, and that man was eating all my bread every time he would come to my house. And I was like, how you think you telling me
It's a
that you
bread,
want to
a
be
bread.
my husband? You telling me you want to be my husband, and you leaving me with less than when you came? You think I'm supposed to be taking care of you? What you think this is? What the hell do you think that? Don't you ever show up to somebody's house empty-handed? Like, who does that? To the comment in the chat said,
Yeah,
who
hooray.
raised that man? You don't go in somebody's house and eat all their food. What the
At
fuck?
all. And not
So
asking, I can't even. Okay, go ahead.
and he might have did ask. Maybe he was like, "Can
I
I
think
have
she
a
said
snack?"
he
Or
didn't
maybe
ask.
she's
She
oh,
he and he was sneaking it. He knew. Like you
bruh.
know you
And that
can't.
be you know your ass is low down and dirty, and you still sitting here to get the fuck up out my house. Get out of my. But
He
then,
showed
because men are
incredible
men
restraint.
and men are sometimes dangerous, you
You
also have
can't.
to be very
Right. You gotta
careful of
measure it.
how you exert,
But that's why he shouldn't
authority
have
over
been
your
there.
space. And that's why we got to
Right.
ask better questions in the first place about who we allow to have access to ourselves. So, what is a question that we could offer in this situation to filter down to like the root cause of what we see here? Like, what's a question that we could give her to ask?
Um.
And y'all help us in the chat too.
I know because I'm
What
trying
are
to
some
like find
questions?
some question to
And
ask.
it might
Like,
be a few. It might be a
what is
couple
your
questions. But
relationship to
how can we help our
consideration?
young
Like,
sister
ugh,
out?
and it may even be asking him to be introspective of like what does consideration look like to him? What does if it's somebody that you guys are having conversations about being in relationship with, like with a longer term plan, what does sharing spaces look like to you? How do you, because there's some people who are like, I'm 50-50. If I bought it, it's mine. If you bought it, it's yours, and we're gonna put our names on it or whatever. Like just kind of getting an understanding of how they share space. But I think to Kim's point, there probably, were different signs, even not necessarily about you, but maybe how he treated other people that he shared with you that could have been like, oh, if he does that with them, like, how am I different in that process? But yeah, I think if it's about like cohabitating and understanding, it's just like, what does consideration look like for you?
I think that's
How
a
do
good
you,
question.
yeah, like that one definitely
I
is
would
just.
also like to offer, there's a book called The Book of Questions.
Hmm.
I would like to offer that book because there are so many questions about so many different things that you
Yeah.
never even think about needing to talk about that could uncover some of these underlying philosophies. It's one of the reasons why when I said I am committed to or open to having deep personal relationships with people that allow me to understand who they are at their core, because there are nuances of things that are in there that at this phase in life, I am so intentional about. You cannot be around me if you don't have accountability. You cannot
Hmm.
be around me if you have a loose relationship with the truth. You cannot be around me if you didn't even check to see if I was breathing today, but you telling me that you want to bust it down and bust it wide open. What the fuck is you talking about? Right? Like there are certain requirements that I have of people to be able to even gain access to me. I would invite all of us to revisit and or make that list so that we can be that much more intentional about the type of people that have access to us.
Hmm.
So we are less likely to be in a situation like this where we've allowed somebody to have access into our home, our space, our energy that is not going to respect it.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, we pretty much, the Auntie Coalition has decided he's dead to us. You
Yeah.
understand? He's dead
Nothing.
to us.
No
Okay.
explanations needed.
So we're not dating him. There's no redemption he's going to be able to give. Ain't shit he going to be able to say. He not about to change who he is overnight.
And you're
Let
not gonna
his
let him that close
ass
again to even try.
go.
Period.
Let him go. Block him. We take it as a lesson learned. We live and we learn, girl. We all got them. We all got
You
them.
know,
Okay.
that's
So
it.
this was a hard lesson learned, and we hope that you
You
are
book
able
your
to
trip to go get
replenish
your snacks.
your snacks because
Yeah.
that was fucked up. Okay, all right. There's one more comment. I'm reading this book right now, and it says that we should more so observe how people are, and then we decide if we can align with them. So
Okay.
I would say to not ask any questions. Actually, he's not it. So don't ask questions of him. Can you drop the name of the book that you're reading in case the community wants to be able
Wants
to
to
check that
pop
out?
in. Thank
All
you.
right, child. Well, that was
Woo! We did it.
woo,
Y'all made it.
honey. We did it. Welcome back. Season 3 is here. So we are excited. We don't know what's gonna happen in the next 2 weeks, the way that this
you
world
know,
is moving.
child.
But God willing, and the creek don't
And
rise.
the creek don't
We'll be
rise.
here. We'll be here in 2 weeks. So again, we are
February
here
1st.
every other Sunday, all right, at 11 a.m. Colombian Standard Time, which right now aligns with Eastern Time. So please do mark your calendars, get your notifications, ring the subscription bell, make sure you've liked the video, all of the things so that you all are able to come and hang out with us and contribute to the episode. It says the name of the book is The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. The Mastery
Thank
of
you for
Love by
that.
Don Miguel Ruiz. So y'all check that out if you are aligning with that thought of us deciding who gets to be in our space, because we
Please.
do have the right
Please.
to do that. So yeah, so tell the people, girl, where they can find you, all the things, so we can get on out of here.
All right. I am on Instagram at Kawanabear, Kawanabear. See right there by my name. And then you can find me on TikTok at Content Kalonda with both K's, KONTENTKALONDA. You can find me for your business needs if you're needing strategy or systems assistance at visionarynetwork.com for Visionary Executive Network. And if you are an executive assistant also looking for ways to connect with business owners to ease their stress, you can also reach me there. There are several opportunities available. So that is me. And you can find me in the house. Now that house might be in Florida or Peru or Lord knows where, but you know, I be
Santa
around.
Marta coming up. Period.
Exactly. Please and thank you,
She's
Sherry. I'm gonna see
she's
you. I'm gonna be
international.
there.
Yes. I do want to uplift the comment says that's not all men we know. We
Yes,
know that's not all men.
extras are always
It
there.
is a lot of them though. So
It's a lot.
hopefully, if you're listening to this, that you are not one of those men, and hopefully you watch the tape,
Right.
okay,
And
and take
hopefully
the
you check
notes.
the men that are, because that's
Come
sometimes the
on
problem
now,
too,
come
because
on,
they don't,
say it, sister.
because we
Say it
can't be the
again.
ones saying it. If you see it, you need to say something because we
Call
can't.
it out.
I'm just saying.
Hold your men folk accountable to
Amen.
treating women better, okay?
Right. If you wouldn't
All right.
recommend them to date your sister or your best friend, there's a reason. And
Because
have you
listen,
checked
we
them for
hold
that?
each other accountable. Because I'm going to definitely be like, girl,
Absolutely.
that was not
That
right. You
wasn't
shouldn't
it.
have did
That wasn't
that.
the move.
That
You know
wasn't
you're not
okay.
supposed
Now,
to
why
do
you
that
sitting here
man like
talking to that
that.
man crazy like
Exactly.
that?
Why you
What
do
is
that
wrong
man
with
like
you?
that?
Yes,
Really
you going
going
to need to
on.
go apologize because you
You
was
owe him
wrong.
an apology. You are wrong for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, all right, Sherry said, I'll give it to her, Sherry. She
Okay,
said,
thank you,
get
Sherry.
her number. I'll pass that on. All
Yay.
right. So where can you find me, y'all? Y'all can find me at KimberlandJackson.com, on Instagram at KimberlandJ. I just realized my name ain't been updated the whole time, but I did it just now.
Oh,
On Instagram at KimberlandJ. And also, if you are interested in Discover Your Destiny, you can go to dyd25.com. If you are interested in learning more about the Found Her Future Collective internship program, it is Found Her, FOUNDHER, Future. You can go to tinyurl.foundherfuture to learn more, and the application link is in the letter. And please share it. Share it with other women that you may know. Again, 18 and up, so you can be at any phase in life of trying to figure out what alignment looks like and how you want to contribute your gifts to the world. So again, tinyurl.com/found her, HER, future is where you can get more information. dyd25.com, kimberlandjackson.com. And also, y'all, come and hang out with us in the archive. Okay. So go over to patreon.com/minding my black ass business. Again, you are able to join for free if you cannot afford the $5 a month. If you can afford the $5 a month, we greatly appreciate it because it is going to expand our universe over here. We would love to see you there so we are able to continue the conversation, chat, and all the things that happen there. Our next episode will be back on February 1st. Okay, February 1st. So again, mark your calendars, get yourselves ready to join us. Shout out to the chat who was here hanging with us. Y'all, we got to figure out a name for y'all.
yes.
We got to figure out a name for y'all.
Because I jokingly said the butter pats, but I don't know if that's if that aligns in y'all's spirit. So you got to let us know
Yeah.
what y'all want to be called.
Yeah. And I had said the honey pots, and I was like, I don't know that that goes either. So we're trying to figure out what our community, and so you don't put syrup on your grilled cheese, is called. So I'll put that into the chat in the Patreon.
Love it.
And then you all will be able to contribute as long as you're in the Patreon. Come on over there. All right. Okay. So that's enough. Commercials over. We love y'all so much. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for being back. Shout out to our new subscribers. Like the video. And y'all, when we finish, when we get off of here, can you at least leave us a comment? Even if
There
that's to
you
just leave some honey pots, because that helps to push this out to the algorithm. Okay. So once we get off of here, go ahead and leave a comment. The comment is different than the chat. Right now we in the chat. Okay. When we close this out, they're going to activate the comments. So
separate.
go back in the comments and you can just put some honey pots, or you can answer a question, or you can leave advice, or you can do something. But that really, really helps us. Make sure you like the video, share with somebody that you love, and we will see y'all